Had a whole bunch of you, looks like, waiting to get on as soon as we went live. Apologies here as they had a middle school basketball game between Crawford and Hemmingford before we get this one underway. That ran longer than I believe it probably was supposed to. We were supposed to be at the 5 o'clock start here, and we are going to be a whole lot closer to 5:30. We've got just under 17 minutes on the pregame clock for those of you who have tuned in, and we'll have all the action here for you between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Crawford Rams starting in just a little over 15 minutes here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. We'll step aside and get some starting lineups for you, all of those usual things, and we'll be back in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
You okay?
What happened?
Dad kind of walked into my swing.
Don't you mean Dad kind of ruined our Hawaii fund?
I should go to the hospital.
There goes the airfare. I don't think health insurance will cover all of that.
That's not funny.
Without that cash from
Affleck!
we might have to choose between Hawaii or your face.
Hawaii.
What?
Oh, Hawaii.
You might have less coverage than you think. Visit Aflac.com and keep your lifestyle healthy.
Affleck!
10 minutes on the pregame clock before we get this one underway between the Gordon-Rushville Lady Mustangs and the Crawford Lady Rams. Let's take a look at these two teams. Crawford comes into today's game with a season record of 0-3. Trying to find that first win of the season are the Rams. Starters this evening for Crawford. Number 3 is Morgan Jones. Number 10 will be Jocelyn Stamen. Number 12 is Taryn Underwood. Number 20 is Kelsey Ty. And number 22 is Hannah Lemon. For the Gordon-Rushville Lady Mustangs, coming in with a season record of 2 wins and no losses. A pair of wins to open the season last week. Trying to get number 3 here tonight. Wins against Hemingford and against Ainsworth. Starters this evening for the Mustangs, number 11, Rianne Ferguson. Number 12 is Callie Schultz. Callie averaging 11 points per game to lead the team, 5 steals and 4 assists per game in the small sample size, just the 2 games so far this season. Number 15 is Sierra Garrett. She's averaging 7.5 points per game. Number 30, Jacoby Knight, 10.5 points, 3.5 steals, and 7 rebounds per game. And number 40, Gracie Perez, averaging 5.5 points per game. Glad to have you with us here this evening. 8.5 minutes left before we get this one underway. And as you notice, the camera view here from Crawford, very high up above the court here at the Crawford Gymnasium. I had a couple of choices of where to broadcast from, decided this was the spot to be. A whole lot less congestion up here than down below. We hope that you'll enjoy that. It will make for a little bit of a challenge for the gal behind the camera, the lovely and talented Jean Anderson, here with me this evening, giving you great views from Crawford. So we'll step aside one more time and be back with some starting lineups in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Before we get too far away, I do want to run down through our sponsors of today's game. Last week at Hemingford, we probably didn't give everybody the amount of recognition that they deserve, and so we want to make sure that all of these advertisers certainly get their name out there. We appreciate their sponsorship, and they let us get out here on the road and cover games that we might not otherwise be able to cover. And so those sponsors of tonight's action: Gordon True Value, Gordon Superfoods, and the Ideal Market of Rushville. Open Range Beef, a new sponsor for us this year. Gordon Dental, Hins Clothing, the First National Bank in Gordon, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, PC. Strong Insurance, the Bank of the West, the Italian Inn in Gordon, Grocery Mart in Gordon, Modern Farm Equipment, Gordon Memorial Health Services. Hins Home Furnishings is not a new sponsor, but they are a new partner sponsor for us this year. Glad to have them in that upgraded status this year. And of course, the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. One note we want to pass along, that the Gordon Memorial Health Services welcomes Dr. Rob Schleiferth as he brings his ENT specialty clinic to Gordon Memorial Hospital. Dr. Schleiferth started seeing patients last week, and he's excited to bring his services to our community. To schedule your appointment, call 605-791-0602. So an ENT specialist now available at Gordon Memorial Health Services. With that, we'll step aside one more time and be back in just a bit.
With the dawn of every new day come countless new demands. At New Holland, we know the value of reliable planting. That's why our P-Series air carts and drills give you precise control over your seeding, increasing accuracy and yield. When it comes time to harvest, the CR Series Combine offers superior quality, minimal grain loss, and increased visibility. Challenges will vary from day to day, but your answers to them won't. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
You're at brunch. You want to go sweet, but you also want savory. What do? You order the brunch explosion. Boom. It's the same thing as Aflac. All right, look, you have major medical insurance, but you also need to make sure your bases are covered. So if you get stuck with an unexpected medical bill and your regular insurance doesn't pay for everything, Aflac pays you cash to help you get through it.
Oh, that's what Aflac is.
That's what Aflac is.
And folks, this is the Gordon Memorial pregame report. 3 minutes left to go before we get this one underway. Glad to have you along with us here this evening. An absolutely gorgeous court here in Crawford. Very well cared for and a nice place to play. Not a big gymnasium, but a great hospitality here. We appreciate everything that Rick Berry, the athletic director, and all of the staff have done to make us comfortable and welcome here. And got to say that they win the award for the best popcorn that we'll probably see all season, as they've got popcorn seasoning and, of course, my personal favorite, the nacho cheddar, available down at the concession stand. So always makes the experience that much better when you've got all the sights and sounds and smells, and certainly very well done here in Crawford. Just under 2 minutes before we get this one underway. Let's take another quick look at those starters for you before we turn it over to the public address announcer for those introductions. For the Crawford Rams, 0-3 on the season. Starters tonight, number 3, Morgan Jones. Number 10, Jocelyn Stamen. Number 12, Taryn Underwood. Number 20, Kelsey Ty. And number 22, Hannah Lemon. For the Mustangs, undefeated so far in this early season. They sit with a record of 2-0. Starters tonight, number 11, Rianne Ferguson. Number 12 is Callie Schultz. Number 15, Sierra Garrett. Number 30, Jacoby Knight. And number 40, Gracie Perez. Very close to the scoring leaders for this team. Callie Schultz with 11 points per game. Jacoby Knight with 10.5. Callie with 5.5 or 5 steals per game. Jacoby Knight with 3.5. Callie with 4 assists. Jacoby Knight with 7 rebounds. So a couple of well-rounded players there leading the attack for the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. So we'll get ready to turn this over to the public address announcer for the introductions of those starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crawford High School's Red Palace for tonight's varsity girls and boys basketball game. At this time, I'd like you all to rise. And gentlemen, please remove cover as Nick Preston will play our national anthem. first game this evening features the Lady Mustangs from Gordon-Rushville and your Lady Lambs. The starting lineup first for the Mustangs. Number 1, 5'6" junior, Brianne Ferguson. Number 12, 5'6" senior, Haley Schultz. Number 15, 5'9" sophomore, Sierra Garrett. Number 30, a 5'6" sophomore, Jacoby Knight. And number 40, a 5'5" junior, Wilson Durrell. The Mustangs are coached by Randy Homer, assisted by Shelley Bender. And now, the starting line for your Lady Lambs. Number 8, touchdown number 9, second by Claire Reddy. Number 3, a 5'7" freshman, Number 10, 5'7" junior, Jocelyn Staples. Number 12, 5'5" junior, Tara Ringo. Number 20, 5'9" junior, Kelsey Tye. Number 22, a 5'8" freshman, Hannah Wheeler.
So there are the starting lineups, and a very young lineup for, well, for both of these teams. Crawford Rams with 2 and maybe 3 freshmen on that starting lineup. The Mustangs also very, very young. As we get ready to get this thing started, 8 minutes on the clock. Glad to have all of you along with us. Got a whole bunch of folks on with us already this evening. That's awesome to see. Thanks for coming along for the ride tonight. We hope it's a good one. Sierra Garrett in the center circle. She will jump it up against Kelsey Tye. The tip won by the Mustangs. The Mustangs in their all-black road uniforms. Crawford in the all-white home unis. Here's Jacoby Knight, top of the key. Into the corner for Perez. Three-pointer on the way. That one's short. Battling for the rebound. And the Mustangs are going to come up with that loose ball. Callie Schultz down low for Sierra Garrett. Catches, shoots, good. Steal in the putback as we try to get the scoreboard to work here. I think that was Rianne Ferguson that got that last score. 4-0, Mustangs out in front quickly. This full court pressure causing trouble for this young Crawford team. That one's tipped out of bounds off of Knight. Crawford maintains possession, and they're going to call an early timeout, trying to get up to speed with this full court pressure by the Mustangs. So folks, stop in and take advantage of True Value of Gordon's Wrap It Up sale. That's going on now through December 10th. Save big on Christmas lights and decorations. They've got a DeWalt 20-volt drill driver combo and a Milwaukee drill impact combo and a whole lot more. Come see Buck and all of the crew at 217 North Main Street in Gordon. So a quick 30-second timeout. Crawford trying to diagram a way to defeat this Mustang press. A 1-2-2 full court press by the Mustangs here. 7:13 to go in the first quarter. Now they work it back and forth. Here is Jones. Over the top she goes. That one's tipped and taken away by Callie Schultz. That one's going to go out of bounds. That would have been an over and back had the Mustangs caught it. Callie lost track of where she was on the floor. That'll be a turnover on the Mustangs, and Crawford will maintain possession. So Jocelyn Stamen will inbound it here to Jones. No, she'll go all the way over the top to Underwood. Underwood back to Jones. Mustangs in a 1-3-1 zone. Here's Underwood and back to Jones. They try to go into the high post, but that's tipped away by Jacoby Knight. They get it back. Stamen with the shot. That one's short. Rebounded by Perez. Out quickly ahead. Callie Schultz able to outrun everybody and track that one down. Simply outran everybody to the basketball that time. Here's Jacoby Knight on the wing. Looks, puts it on the floor, drives baseline, pulls up, tries to go inside for Garrett. Contact, but no foul called. Outside for Schultz, free throw line jumper. That's off the mark. And we've got a held ball as Jacoby Knight got in there and tied up Kelsey Tye. This will be Crawford basketball on the alternating possession. 6:21 to go first quarter. Mustangs lead it 4-0. Back to that pressure we go. Here's Stamen in the corner. Over the top she goes. Now back to Jones. Jones across to Stamen. And that one's going to be taken away by Garrett. Over the top to Schultz. Tried to go down low for Knight. Good move up and under and scores it. Jacoby Knight with her first points of the game. Stamen takes that pass, looks, now comes back cross court to Jones. She's got a free run across the timeline. Now they'll get into their offense again. This is Ty at the top of the key, tries to get out of trouble and does. Now she'll bring it around to the right wing. Back up top for Underwood. Underwood looks and tries to set the offense here. Mustangs not afraid to extend that 1-3-1 zone. Coming out to get these Crawford Rams. Into the corner for Stamen. Puts up the three-pointer. That one is short. And the rebound comes down. Callie lucky she didn't get a foul called there. Ty with the pickup of the loose ball. 5:14 to go first quarter. Crawford back to work on offense. This is Jones. Cross-court pass to Underwood. And now back to Jones. Trying to find a way to get that offense started. But here's Lemon. Goes high post for Stamen. Tries to go down low. Taken away by the Mustangs. Callie Schultz on the run. Picks it up one-on-one. Drives into the lane, and she is fouled. And Callie Schultz will go to the line for 2 free throws. Give that foul to Hannah Lemon. That is her first. Callie with 2 free throws. 4:49 to go first quarter. Callie's first free throw rattles home. That is good. So Perez comes out, and looks like Beth Bragg into the game for the Mustangs. Second free throw is nothing but net for Callie Schultz. Makes it 8-0 in favor of the Mustangs. Jones over the top to Stamen. Now back to Underwood. Stamen finds Ty open at midcourt, and a foul called on the Mustangs. And that is going to go against Sierra Garrett. Number 1 for her, so 1 foul apiece for each team. And Crawford gets it into Jones on the far side. Now the Mustangs in a 2-1-2 or a 3-2, some sort of a zone here. Looks like more like a 2-1-2. They try to get it down in the corner, and that one's out of bounds off of Stamen. Mustang basketball. The Mustangs switching it up defensively. Started out in the 1-3-1, then switched to the 2-1-2. Callie Schultz walks it across the timeline. Knight on the wing. Cross court to Schultz. Little confusion there as Callie took that one. May have jammed a finger just a bit. Beth Bragg was in her line of sight. May have been confused as to who that pass was intended for. But Jones with the inbounds, guarded closely by Bragg. Now here is Underwood up top. Bragg all over her. Onto the wing for Jones. They get it into the paint. That is Lemon, can't convert, but the rebound by Ty. Back out to Jones, and they'll reset. Onto the wing for Jones. Wants to go inside and throws it right to Jacoby Knight. Promptly flips it out. Callie picks it up over the front of the rim. Good. Callie Schultz with 4 points in the early going, and a 10-0 Mustang lead with 3.5 to go in the first period. Crawford has done a fairly good job of handling this pressure until right there, and now Callie Schultz is going to be called for her first foul of the game. So now Shelby Holbert and Grace Anderson come in. Callie Schultz and Rianne Ferguson will go to the bench. Garrett also to the bench. As we've got Jayla Bramer coming into the game. So 3 new Mustangs on the court. Jones has it. Works against Holbert now. They go quickly into the corner for Lemon. inside to the post, can't convert. That was Ty, and the rebound by Jacoby Knight. Quickly up the floor. Down the right side she comes. Now she'll slow it up. Sets up for three. Shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Jones. Mustangs are going to try and trap, and that was enough to get the traveling call on Jones. Wanted to go over the top. Nobody there. And she'll turn it over to the Mustangs. Anderson will inbound the basketball for the Mustangs here. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Anderson looks, gets it into Bramer. Shot high up and off the back iron, no good. This is rebounded by Cambria Vogel, and now we got a foul on the floor. So Jacoby Knight picks up her first. Third foul on the Mustangs. And now a substitution as we've got Blake Dodd coming into the game. And Lemon will head to the bench. We got a timeout called on the floor. Timeout on the floor called by the Mustangs. 2:48 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs out in front 10-0. Folks, Gordon Superfoods and the Ideal Market of Rushville have great savings this week on Bar S Franks, whole choice New York cut free, and much more. Superfoods is located on Highway 20 in Gordon and Ideal Market on Highway 20 in Rushville, and they are both open 7 days a week. And folks, Open Range Beef of Gordon is proud to support the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and our community. Glad to have Open Range Beef along for the ride this season. 2:48 to go first quarter. Mustangs up 10-0. Pressure has given Crawford some fits in the early going here. Well, this is Stamen trying to get that ball in. Over the top she goes to Ty, but it's tipped away. Jayla Bramer comes up with it. They'll get it across to Jacoby Knight, scoops it up, top of the key, onto the wing for Holbert. Back out to Beth Bragg. She'll back it out and set it up. Into the corner they go for Grace Anderson. Catches, shoots, no good, and rebounded by Dodd. Dodd going to be trapped along the sideline, tipped. Crawford gets it back. This is a high-energy bunch for the Mustangs. Pressing on the missed basket even. Trying to put as much pressure as they can on this young Crawford squad. Onto the wing they go for Dodd. That shot is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Jacoby Knight. Jacoby will bring it up, crosses the timeline as she works against Underwood. Into the corner, double team there, inside to the post. That was Bramer who had trouble getting a handle on it. Finally battles it back. Out top, this is Bragg. Onto the wing for Anderson. Under 2 minutes to go first quarter. Bramer nearly traveled there, and she did there. Shoveled the feet once and got away with it, but couldn't come to the full stop down on that low block. Turns it over with 1:44 to go. First quarter action. Now Ferguson and Garrett back in. Knight and Bramer to the bench. Stamen goes ahead to Ty. Ty turns, heads to the basket, shot up and sticks. Don't see that very often. And luckily we've got an athletic ref to get that out of there. It'll be Mustang basketball, 1:34 to go first quarter. So this will be Beth Bragg bringing it across. Holbert into the corner for Garrett. And this is Anderson now on the wing, swings it around to Bragg. Bragg, dribble penetration, back out to Holbert, right back down to Ferguson. Rianne traveled with it. Traveling calls on consecutive trips down the floor for the Mustangs. 1:15 to go first quarter. Underwood back to Stamen. Stamen turns and heads up the floor. Gets it back across to Vogel. Vogel picks up her dribble. That one's taken away by Shelby Holbert. Holbert and knocked down. It was a good tackle that time by Vogel. Prevented the layup, but Holbert will have free throws. So that is the first foul on Cambria Vogel. Well, Morgan Jones comes back in. She'll take the place of Vogel in the lineup. Beth Bragg out of the game. Schultz back in. And they'll say, no, that's not. They say that was on the floor. Didn't see who made that shot as I was adjusting the score sheet. Jean, did you see who made that? She didn't see either. All right, we'll just have to pick that up at halftime. A foul's called on Rianne Ferguson. I need one more hand as we do this. That's how this works. But Rianne picks up her first. Holbert out. And Gracie Perez back in. 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jones nearly had it taken away. Here's Stamen on the wing. Cross court to Underwood. There's the shot up, no good. Ty throws it back in, picked up by Stamen. Stamen shot up and good. Jocelyn Stamen gets the Rams on the board. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Schultz looks down low through the fingertips of Sierra Garrett and out of bounds. So the Mustangs with a few more turnovers than what they would really like in this first quarter. 18 seconds for Crawford to work. High over the top to Underwood. She'll head up the floor, gets it ahead to Dodd. Dodd will peel it back out. 12 seconds. They swing it around to Jones, loses the handle but gets it back. Back to Underwood. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Needs to put it up. The quarter will expire. The shot won't count. And at the end of one, it's the Mustangs 12 and the Rams 2 here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
There is a new world out there, revealing itself in unpredictable ways. A world that demands more from the land and those who grow, farm, and build on it. This new world calls for the ingenuity to get more out of it, while preserving as much as we can. After all, to stay ahead of tomorrow, we need to be equipped for it today.
We get ready to head to the second quarter. Chance to remind you that you can cheer on the Mustangs this season with a smile that looks good and feels great by taking a trip to see Dr. Robert Ferguson and his outstanding staff at Gordon Dental for a pain-free, patient-oriented dental experience right there in downtown Gordon. Crawford will have the basketball to start the second quarter. Mustangs out in front 12-2. Jones takes the inbounds pass. The Mustangs back to that 1-3-1. Into the corner they go for Lemon. She'll put the ball on the floor. Has it taken away by Ferguson. Got that dribble a little too far away from her body. And they're going to say this is out of bounds off of Rianne. Crawford basketball. So Lemon with a good job there, providing enough pressure to get the turnover. Just underway in the second quarter. Hannah Lemon steps back to inbound it for the Rams. Over the top to Stamen. Now Jones on the right wing. Looks to swing it around Underwood. And now to Dodd, who drives in and has it taken away by Ferguson again. And then stolen right back. And then stepped on the sideline. So the Mustangs will get it. Steals on consecutive possessions for Rianne Ferguson. And so Mustang basketball, 7:28 to go in the second quarter. Schultz sets the offense out front, goes high post for Garrett. Into the corner for Perez, steps back behind the lines. Three-pointer, good! Gracie Perez finds the range for three. And when she gets hot, she can knock them down in a hurry. 15-2. There's another takeaway by the Mustangs. Knight down low, underneath, can't convert. Rebound put back by Schultz is no good. Rebounded by Ty for the Rams. And the Mustangs with a couple of shots from point blank range there. And now Crawford with a 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Mishandled that pass, and it's the Mustangs back the other way. Callie Schultz ahead to Knight, but that's slapped away by Stamen. Picked up by Garrett, tries to go down low. The Mustangs not doing a good job of taking care of the basketball. Held ball here. This will be Mustang basketball on the alternating possession. So now Vogel back in, Stamen to the bench for the Rams. 6:43 to go, second quarter. 15-2, Mustangs out in front. Ferguson onto the wing, back into the corner for Perez. Tries the three. That one's off the mark, but there is Knight for the putback. Count the basket, and one. Give that foul to Hannah Lemon. That is number 2 for her. 17-2 and one shot on the way for Jacoby Knight. 6:36 to go, second quarter. Free throw finds its way home and expands that Mustang lead to 16. They go over the top this time, and there is Gracie Perez to pull that one in. She'll cross the timeline. Cross court to Schultz. Now she'll pull it back between the circles and set the offense. Under 6.5 to go, second quarter. Knight on the wing, cross court for Ferguson. Looks inside, now back out to Schultz. Cross court skip pass, right down low to that block they go. Garrett puts up the shot, good. Sierra Garrett with 4 points. And that one through the hands of Ferguson and then picked up by Lemon and brought across the timeline. Back out front for Jones. Jones works to her left. And now Lemon on that left wing, looks in. Nothing there. She'll get it back up top for Vogel. Back to Jones. Onto the wing for Lemon, guarded closely by Knight. High post they go to Ty. Ty to the free throw line, looks down low, can't make the pass though. Underwood had it, couldn't handle it, dribbles it out of bounds. Mustang basketball, 5:37 to go, second quarter. Anderson and Bragg back in. Garrett and Ferguson to the bench. 20-2, Mustangs with the big lead in the early going here. Callie Schultz will bring it across. High post they go, right down low for Gracie Perez. Good look that time, as Gracie had got behind the defense on the backdoor cut and converts that one for the Mustang 20-point lead. Check out the great selection of sale items now at Hins Clothing in Gordon. They also have a great selection of sportswear, casual wear, jeans, shoes, and much more. Come to Hins Clothing Center, 208 North Main Street in Gordon. And the First National Bank in Gordon proudly celebrates over 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Ask about their competitive student checking accounts. Good luck this season, Mustangs, from the First National Bank in Gordon. So a timeout on the floor called by the Crawford Rams. 5:23 to go, second quarter. Take a look at the game reset here. 4 fouls on the Crawford Rams, 3 fouls on the Rams, 4 on the Mustangs. Mustangs lead it 22-2. Leading scorers for the Mustangs, Gracie Perez and Jacoby Knight each with 5. Callie Schultz and Sierra Garrett each with 4. Rhiann Ferguson with 2. And I know we've got one basket that we missed somewhere in the shuffle there. As we're trying to update the score sheet, like to keep some stats as we go. Try to keep those as accurately as we possibly can. Mustangs with more pressure here. This one's out of bounds off of Lemon, and another turnover thanks to that full court pressure. Well, this is a very young Crawford team. A lot of freshmen on the floor. So gaining some valuable experience here. And now Haley Rudloff comes in. Lemon to the bench. Into the corner for Schultz. Right back out to Gracie Perez. Three-pointer. Good! Gracie's lighting it up in the early going here. A pair of threes. Well, here's Crawford working against the press and bringing it across nicely that time. Cross-court pass they go for Vogel. Back out front for Stamen. Stamen swings it around to the wing. That's Jones down into the corner. Back to Stamen. That one's off the front of the rim. Knight with the rebound. Out quickly to Callie Schultz. Gathers it in, and going to be a traveling call. A little bit of contact there, but no foul. Callie had trouble gathering to go up for that layup. 25-2, 4:45 to go in the second quarter. Ty over the top, this time to Vogel. Crawford now having some success with that press break, but the layup missed, and now a break opportunity for Schultz. Tried to go across court to Knight, but passed it behind her. Knight able to gather that thing back in and resets the offense with 4:25 to go in the first half. Knight, top of the key, picks up her dribble into the corner actually for Bragg. On the give and go, there is Knight underneath the basket for 2 more. Nicely done. And now Crawford finding some success going over the top of that Mustang press. Into the corner they go. That's Rudloff with the shot. That's no good, out of bounds. They're going to say off of Knight, and it'll stay with the Rams. Holbert and Bramer back in. Perez and Schultz to the bench. 3:58 to go. First quarter action. You kick it out for Jones. Nothing there. Back to Stamen in the corner. High arcing shot. That one won't fall. Jayla Bramer with the rebound. Beth Bragg will bring it up. Start the offense for the Mustangs. Knight on the wing. Looks. She'll try the 3. Shot up. Good! Jacoby Knight with the 3-pointer. 30-2. So 3:32 to go after the quick shoe tying timeout for the Crawford Rams. They'll get it in. That one's tipped and taken away. Knight with the steal this time. Brings it back the other way. Flips it back out to Holbert. Quickly they reverse it into the corner. This is Bragg. Goes into the paint for Knight. Up and under. Scoop shot. Rolls home. Another one. Well, actually 2 more for Jacoby Knight. Make it 32-2. 3:11 to go in the first quarter. There's a tip ball by Bramer. Rudloff able to track it down. Jones with a high shot that time. Missed everything, but Ty is there for the rebound and the putback. O'Bag brings it across and sets the offense again. Crawford 2-3 zone here. High post they go to Knight. Drives down, has it knocked away. Anderson right back down to Bramer. A reach-in foul going to be called on number 24. That's Hadley Rudloff, and that'll be her first. Now Maddie Schmidt into the ball game. Jacoby Knight gets a breather. Get it into Holbert, right back to Anderson. Not sure that Grace was ready for that to come right back to her. They get it back up top for Bragg. She'll reset the offense. Holbert on the wing, or excuse me, that's Anderson on the wing to Schmidt, and now back to Bragg. Bragg drives in. Now she'll peel it back out. Up top and taken away. Nice anticipation that time by Vogel. The shot up, and that's no good. Defense that time provided by Shelby Holbert, who got back and forced that missed layup. Bragg will pull it back out. 2:09 to go in the first half. Anderson down low for Bramer. Bramer drives baseline and off her foot out of bounds. More substitutions for Crawford. Jones comes out, Underwood back in, along with Dodd, and now Emma Ackerman into the game. Ferguson and Garrett back in for the Mustangs. So this will be Ackerman back to Stamen. Stamen with a good quick move right around Holbert. Into the corner for Dodd. Pull-up jumper, that's no good. And the rebound cleared by Bramer. Ferguson across to Garrett. Back to Ferguson. Rianne saying, somebody come help me out. Shelby Holbert onto the wing for Schmidt. Schmidt will pull it back up between the circles. 1:35 to go. Holbert on the wing. Baseline for Ferguson. Down low on the block for Bramer. And we've got a 3-second call against Sierra Garrett. That'll turn it over to Crawford with 1:29 to go. And that one taken away. Garrett on the steal. The put up, or the layup, is good. 6 points for Garrett. 1:21 to go. Over the top they go. nearly tipped away, and now a 2-on-1 opportunity for Crawford, but a traveling call there on Ackerman. Gives it right back to Gordon-Rushville with 1:13 to go. So now Lemon back into the game for the Rams. So on the floor for the Mustangs, Ferguson, Holbert, Schmidt, Garrett, and Bramer. Holbert will trigger the offense this time. Onto the wing for Schmidt. She goes high post for Bramer. Wanted to look down to the baseline for Garrett cutting to the basket, but couldn't get it done. And then the reach-in foul called on the Crawford Rams. That'll go against Taryn Underwood. That's her first. 1:02 to go in this first half. They go into Bramer. Good move, up and under she goes. And Bramer with her first points. Under a minute to go now. Stamen over the top to Underwood. Looks quickly down there. Nearly hit Maddie Schmidt in the back of the head. Crawford not able to come up with it. And the Mustangs with another opportunity with 44 seconds left. Here's Schmidt. They swing it around to Holbert into the corner for Garrett. Looks inside for Bramer. Denied there. The Mustangs maintain possession. Schmidt goes the other way with it. Holbert on the give and go to Schmidt. Puts up the shot. That one not close. Rebounded that time by Vogel. Comes out of there with it. Now she picks up her dribble and gets it safely to Stamen, who will bring it across the timeline with 20 seconds to work for Crawford. Quick shot this time by Underwood. Misses everything. 13 seconds for the Mustangs. Holbert cuts to the middle of the floor. 9 seconds to go. Tried to find Ferguson. 5 seconds. That one's taken away by Maddie Schmidt. Holbert, three-pointer at the buzzer. That one was just short. And at the end of the first half, the Mustangs comfortably out in front, 36-4.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
When the field is your office, you never get tired of going to work. Cut, rake, bale, repeat. New Holland offers the power and versatility to get through the day. From small squares to large squares and everything in between, New Holland has you covered. Visit your local dealer today to find out more. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
When you go to a doctor or hospital, your insurance company pays for this much. The rest is on you. So if these are the savings you'll dip into while you're out of work, Aflac can help. Helps to cover the stuff that isn't covered by your regular insurance, so your bills won't be totally bananas.
Oh, that's what Aflac is.
Apply during your company's annual open enrollment. Stock up on benefits, you're set for the year.
We are at halftime. Mustangs out in front 36-4. Unofficial scoring totals. I'll give these to you and then trot down and see if we can get updated scores. I know we missed one in here somewhere. For the Mustangs, it's Jacoby Knight leading the way with 12 points. Gracie Perez with 8. Sierra Garrett has 6. Callie Schultz with 4. Rianne Ferguson and Jayla Bramer each with 2 points apiece. For the Crawford Rams, Jocelyn Stamen with 2 and Kelsey Ty also with 2. 7.5 minutes in the halftime break. Let's see if we can. It's actually kind of a long ways down and a lot of folks in the way. We'll leave the unofficial scoring totals like they are. See if we can get some accurate scores for you between games. 7:07 left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs up 36-4. Chance to remind you that the certified public accounting firm of Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan wishes good luck to the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. Visit with CPAs Sarah Rittgarn or Mike Coombs or any of the other professional staff at 216 South Main Street in Gordon. Or you can call 282-0842. They'll take care of all your tax, payroll, and accounting needs. GLR CPAs have big firm ability and small town personality. Go Mustangs! Did you know that Strong Insurance is your independent insurance agency? They represent a variety of insurance companies and they sell the products that most appropriately meet the needs of their clients. As an independent agent, they review many quotes and they offer their clients the best policy options available. They don't work for any one insurance company. They work for you at Strong Insurance in Gordon. Come bank with the best. The Bank of the West offers all banking services, including mortgages. Come enjoy their welcoming atmosphere. The coffee pot is always on at the Bank of the West. The Italian Inn in Gordon serves up delicious burgers and steaks, as well as great Italian food and much more in a friendly hometown atmosphere. They're open for lunch and dinner. The Italian Inn is located at 200 North Main Street in Gordon. And finally, it's time to check out the winter sale going on now at Grocery Mart in Gordon. You can save on fresh boneless beef arm roast, boneless chicken breasts, Tombstone pizzas, and more. Grocery Mart is your home-owned grocery store. And folks, they are open 7 days a week at 228 North Main Street in Gordon. And don't forget about our partner sponsors, Modern Farm Equipment Company in Gordon, Gordon Memorial Health Services, Hins Home Furnishings, and the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. Step aside one last time for just a few minutes and be back with the start of the third quarter here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. get ready to head to the third quarter. Gordon-Rushville with a comfortable lead here, 36-4. They've used full court pressure to good effect in this first half. A lot of turnovers. That full court pressure caused an awful lot of heartburn for the Crawford Rams in that first half. The Mustangs looking to go to 3-0 on this young season, and we knew this Mustang team was going to be very young. We also knew they were going to be very talented and very deep as they try to replace a whole bunch of seniors from last year's squad, but I'm not sure that anybody expected them to start the season 3-0, but they'll get their first really good test of the season as they square off against the Chadron Cardinals on Friday night. Unfortunately, we won't have that game for you here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Broadcast conditions from over at Chadron will leave a lot to be desired. We don't have good Wi-Fi over there, and without that, it makes it pretty hard to put out a quality broadcast for you folks. So we apologize for not being able to bring you that great game. We will have the return game, as the Chadron Cardinals come to the Mustangs home floor. I believe that is in late January. So we are just about ready to get the third quarter underway. Clint Anderson along with a lovely camera woman, Jean Anderson, this evening from Crawford. On the floor for the Mustangs to start this second half, Jacoby Knight, Gracie Perez, Grace Anderson, Beth Bragg, and Callie Schultz. So the Crawford Rams will have the basketball for just a little bit to start this third quarter, as it's quickly taken away by Callie Schultz. Callie drives in, lost the handle, and the traveling call, or they're going to say she dribbled it out of bounds. Take your pick. 7:51 to go, third quarter. And Crawford with the basketball, and now the Mustangs are going to drop back out of that full court pressure. The damage pretty well done with that pressure. Grace Anderson out to pick up Jones up top. Here's Stamen on the wing. The Mustangs playing a man-to-man defense here. Taken away by Beth Bragg. Now Bragg will bring it across the timeline and set the offense. Schultz cross court for Anderson, into the corner for Perez. Now back to Bragg. She'll dribble it up between the circles. Perez on the wing, looks inside, trying to get it to Knight. Can't get it there. Over the top to Anderson. She looks inside. Now they'll reverse it again to Schultz. She'll peel it back. 2-3 zone now by the Crawford Rams. 7:05 to go. Good patience. There's a shot by Knight that missed everything, and that's going to be out of bounds off of Perez. Crawford basketball, 6:59 to go in the third quarter. So the Mustangs in this third quarter choosing to vary it up a little bit, playing a man-to-man defense. They go inside for Ty. She's guarded by Knight. Goes to the baseline, loses it out of bounds. Tipped out of there by Knight, and it'll remain with the Rams. 6:45 to go, third quarter. Stamen to inbound it. Into the corner, they go for Vogel. Three-pointer is up, and that one is no good. Rebounded, and it's going to be out of bounds, they say, off of the Rams. Anderson was doing battle for it down there, but it'll stay with the Mustangs. Callie Schultz walks it up. Bragg on the wing. Now back to Schultz. Schultz looks into the paint. There's Knight, double teamed there, kicks it back out for Bragg. She'll drive in, pull up jumper, good. Beth Bragg on the board. .6:10 to go. Jones drives into the free throw line, kicks it back out for Vogel. Cross court pass for Stamen. Looks inside, back up top they go to Jones. Jones guarded by Anderson. Looks, finally decides to go over to the left wing to Vogel. She'll dribble down to the wing. Inside they go for Underwood. Not a good pass that time. And then Beth Bragg with the quick outlet, but over the top of Gracie Perez and out of bounds. It'll stay with Crawford. 5:46 to go, third quarter. Lemon comes in for Vogel. That one's tipped out of bounds by Callie Schultz. They'll try again. Stamen on the inbounds. And they're going to say that Callie crossed the sideline. That is a technical foul, reaching across the sideline. So Callie Schultz picks up her second. Trying to play good aggressive defense. So that'll be 2 shots for Jocelyn Stamen. The first one is off the mark and no good. That is the first free throw of the game for the Crawford Rams. Great defense in that first half by the Mustangs. Second free throw is also no good. Crawford will get the basketball out of bounds after the technical foul by Callie Schultz for reaching across the sideline. Crawford will have the ball out of bounds. Shelby Holbert comes in to take the place of Schultz. Stamen looks, tries to find somebody, finally gets it to Jones. She'll back it out, bring it around to the top, and set the offense. Now she's hung up, tries to go down low, but there's Shelby Holbert. Looks ahead for Bragg. Bragg drives in, lays it up, good. Good look that time by Shelby Holbert to get it ahead to Beth Bragg. And the easy layup. Holbert nearly took that one away. They go inside. Mustangs collapse on Ty, and she's going to be fouled. And that'll be free throws for Kelsey Ty. They're going to give that foul to Gracie Perez, her first. 5:14 to go, third quarter. Mustangs lead it 40-4. Ty lines it up and knocks it down. And Bramer comes in for Perez. Ty's second free throw rattles home. .5:10 to go, third quarter. Beth Bragg sets the offense. Working against that 2-3 zone. They go high post for Knight. Looks. Now she'll drive into the paint. One big step, has it blocked. And now Lemon double teamed, hung up, able to get it to Stamen. She'll bring it up the right side, guarded closely by Beth Bragg. Spin move, picks up her dribble and taken away by Bragg. Now a 2-on-1. Bragg ahead to, that's Grace Anderson, and she's going to be fouled by Underwood. I'm going to say that was on the floor. Taryn Underwood picks up number 2. First foul of the half against the Crawford Rams. Anderson to inbound it, finds Knight, drives in, up and under, blocked again by Ty. And Stamen brings it up. She'll hand it off to Vogel. Vogel crosses the timeline and gets it onto that left wing for Stamen. Looks inside for Ty, tipped out of there. Crawford able to maintain possession. Over the top to Ty in the paint, puts it on the floor, and we're going to have a foul on the Mustangs. Now that goes against Beth Bragg. That'll be her first. Called for the reach-in foul that time. 4:12 to go, third quarter. Onto the wing for Underwood. Down into the corner, Stamen for 3. Rattles home for 3. Jocelyn Stamen's got 5 points on the game. Bragg at the top of the key, now into the corner they go for Bramer. Drives baseline, shovels it off for Knight. She'll dribble it back out of trouble. Now she'll come back into the baseline, finds Bramer. One dribble high off the glass, no good. Tipped around and pulled out of there by Stamen. So Stamen down the right side. That one is tipped and taken away by Beth Bragg. Jayla Bramer got a hand on it. Beth Bragg, the recipient of the turnover. 3:27 to go, third quarter. Bragg, high post for Knight. Onto the wing for Anderson, the corner for Bramer. Now they'll reverse it to Anderson, back around to Bragg. Mustangs working to diagnose this 2-3 zone. Anderson kicks it out into the corner for Bramer. She thought about the 3, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. Reach-in foul on Crawford. Now that goes against Hannah Lemon. That is number 3 for her. And a fresh 5 on the floor for the Mustangs. Garrett, Tate Eichenberger into the game for the first time. Maddie Schmidt, India Ritgarn also in there, as well as Rianne Ferguson. So a whole bunch of fresh new faces for the Mustangs on the floor with 3:05 to go in the third. Ferguson to inbound. Tried to get it into Eichenberger, and they're going to say it went off of Tate and out of bounds. Crawford basketball. Vogel walks it up. Crosses the timeline. Mustangs back into the 1-3-1 zone. That one through the hands of Rudloff and out of bounds. Mustang basketball. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. India Ritgarn triggers the offense this time. Onto the wing for Schmidt. And now we've got a reach-in foul on Underwood. Reached in and got the arm of Sierra Garrett. So that's 3 on Underwood. So she'll come out, and into the game comes Jada Mater, number 2 with that white. Well, now we got 2 of them on the floor with a white headband. Mater, number 2, out on the point for the Crawford Rams. They go down low for Garrett, right back out to Schmidt. Up and good. Maddie Schmidt on the board. Makes it 42-9, 2:24 to go. This is Vogel bringing it across. Drives all the way into the paint. That one knocked loose but picked up by Jones. Go inside for Ty. Spins around, no room to work there. Mater down to the baseline for Rudloff. Back out to Mater and now to Vogel, and she'll pull it back out with 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Mustangs in that 1-3-1. Jones on the wing, looks in, nowhere to go, has to go back up between the circles to Mater, and around now to Vogel. Cross-court pass to Jones, heaves up the 3, that one's off the mark. Vogel is there for the rebound, the putback won't go, but she'll have free throws coming. That foul goes against Sierra Garrett, and that is number 2 on her. So it puts Cambria Vogel at the line for 2 shots, 1:41 to go in the third quarter. She banks that one home. Second one also is good. 42-11, 1:40 to go third quarter. Ritgarn crosses the timeline, onto the wing for Schmidt. High post for Eichenberger, turns, has it slapped away. Schmidt gets it back. Now Ferguson between the circles. Schmidt and into the corner for Garrett. Back up to the wing, and now Ferguson. Back to Ritgarn. High post for Garrett, never did get a good grip on that basketball. Ritgarn tracks it down, hands it off to Ferguson, back onto the wing for Maddie Schmidt. Ritgarn into the paint, quickly out to Ferguson. Shot up, won't go. But Rianne will have 2 free throws. Give that to Rudloff, that is her second. So Rianne Ferguson with 2 free throws. She's got 2 points on the night. 1:03 to go, third quarter. 42-11. First free throw off the mark for Rianne. Now this will be Key Level coming into the game for the first time tonight as Garrett goes to the bench. Key Level, of course, part of that, well, several of the girls on the team here. Key Level, part of that district champion one-act play team. As that one also no good and out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Mustangs. And now we got Michaela Jaggers into the game in place of Rianne Ferguson. Ritgarn crossed court to Schmidt. Good head fake that time by Maddie. Pull-up jumper, but that's blocked. Lovell nearly got the takeaway. And now they're going to call India Ritgarn for her first foul. Mustangs' 5th of the half. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Vogel crosses the timeline, sets the offense. This is Mader onto the wing for Rudloff. 1-3-1 again for the Mustangs. Cross court for Jones. Onto the wing for Mader. Looks in. Tried to go inside, but nobody there but black shirts, taken away by the Mustangs. Schmidt gets it to Ritgarn between the circles. And back to Jaggers and into the corner for Lovell. So this is Schmidt across to Ritgarn. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Schmidt into the paint for Eichenberger. Catches, turns, shoots. That one won't fall, and out of bounds. It'll be Crawford basketball with 2.6 seconds left in the quarter. And now Jillian Brennan comes in for Crawford. Made her to the bench. So 2.6 seconds. Crawford the length of the floor away. Vogel gets the half court, heaves it, and that one is well short. So at the end of 3, it is the Mustangs 42 and Crawford 11. And folks, the Gordon Memorial Health Services welcomes Dr. Rob Schleifarth as he brings his ENT specialty clinic to Gordon Memorial Hospital. Dr. Schleifarth started seeing patients last week, and he's excited to bring his services to the community. To schedule your appointment, call 605-791-0602.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
And as we said earlier, it is great to have Hin's Home Furnishings as a partner sponsor this year. Bear with me here as we get our scoreboard reset to reflect that we are indeed in the fourth quarter. So the Mustangs on the attack. Gracie Perez, Mustang starters back in there to start this fourth quarter. Perez turns, shoots, won't go. Rebounded by Knight, shot up, and she is fouled. And Jacoby Knight comes out of there wincing, holding the small of her back, actually up between her shoulder blades. Give that foul. Didn't see who they gave that to. 24. That is Hadley Rudloff. That is her third. Knight's first free throw is up and good. And that is Jacoby's first point of the second half. Scored 12 in the first to lead the Mustangs. Second one is also good. She's got 14 on the night. Unofficially, of course. Vogel brings it up the left side. And she's going to be called for the travel. Picked up her dribble in a bad spot. Drug the pivot foot. And turns it back over to the Mustangs. 7:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Callie Schultz. High post they go for Garrett. Down low for Ferguson. Spins. Wants to put that shot up. Can't find a way to get enough room to put it up. Here's Knight. She is fouled as she drives to the hoop. Good strong move that time by Jacoby Knight. She'll get 2 more free throws. That's going to go against Rudloff. That's number 4 for her. So Knight is 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Mustangs out in front 44-11 for First free throw off the mark as I jinxed her. Sorry about that, Jacoby. 7:24 to go, third quarter. One more free throw for Jacoby. 14 points. She averaged 10.5 points per game in the first 2 games this season, so above that season average. Second one is good. 45-11. This has been an outstanding defensive effort by these Mustangs tonight. There's another near takeaway by Callie Schultz. Tipped but got recovered by Vogel. Rudloff for 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Knight. Quickly ahead to Callie Schultz. Callie in a foot race down the floor. That one's partially blocked. Garrett was there battling for the rebound, but it's tipped around and picked up by Jones, coming back the other way. Under 7 to go in the fourth quarter. Rudloff, and she traveled with it. 6:52 to go. Timeout on the floor. Fresh new Mustangs. No timeout, just a big substitution. So the 5 starters come off of the floor. Probably the end of the night for them. So onto the floor for the Mustangs. Shelby Holbert, Beth Bragg, Grace Anderson, Jayla Bramer, and Maddie Schmidt in the game. Beth Bragg will bring it across. She works against Jillian Brennan. Good picks at that time by Anderson. Bragg, little floater, couldn't get it to go, and Jayla Bramer is going to be called for coming over the back. Jayla's first foul of the night. So 6 fouls on each team, so the next foul puts both teams into the 1-and-1. Jones up the right side this time, works to the middle of the floor. A good move past Bragg, but then dribbles it off of her foot. The Mustangs don't really have a numbers advantage. Beth Bragg drives to the hoop though, and is going to draw the blocking foul. Give that foul to Brennan. When in doubt, go faster. Beth Bragg draws the foul, and she'll have 2 free throws coming. Beth's got 4 points on the game. 6:26 to go, fourth quarter. The first one is off the back iron and no good. Second one finds its way home for Beth Bragg. She's got 5 points on the night. 6:23 to go, fourth quarter. Vogel works against Anderson. Here's Brennan driving baseline, and a hand check going to be called on Shelby Holbert. That'll be her first, and now we've got a 1-on-1 situation for Jillian Brennan. So both teams shooting free throws the rest of the way. That free throw is good. So after not shooting a free throw in the first half, in the second half, Crawford is now 5 for 7 from the line. And make that 6 for 8. 6:12 to go, fourth quarter. Beth Bragg on the dribble, crosses the timeline. Onto the wing, this is Holbert. Cross court for Anderson, tips it out to Bragg. Tries that little running floater, and she's fouled. And that is number 4 on Hannah Lemon. Beth Bragg with 2 more shots. She's 1 for 2. Sizes it up. That one's no good. Lines up the second. That one also no good. Battle for the rebound. Maddie Schmidt tried to put that ball back up, but now a held ball called, and the possession arrow to the Crawford Rams. 5:53 to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs trying to close this one out and mark up win number 3 on the season. Vogel calls out the play. Mustangs still in that 1-3-1. Jones and Vogel playing catch up top. Into the corner for Brennan. Back to Jones, swings it around to Vogel. Into the corner, this is Lemon. Drives in, kicks it out. Good ball movement. Lemon in, and a hand check called. I think they got Grace Anderson. They did, and that is her first. So a 1-and-1 for Hannah Lemon. This will be her first attempt of the night. 5:19 to go in the fourth quarter. High arcing shot, that one won't fall. But there is Ackerman with the rebound, and then taken away by Shelby Holbert, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Crawford. Vogel on the wing, back out to Jones. She'll bring it over to the right side. Lemon drives in, puts up the shot off the side of the backboard. And we got a foul called on the shot. They're going to call that against Maddie Schmidt. And Hannah Lemon back to the line for 2 free throws. First one is good. Now substitutions as Mader comes in, Jones to the bench. 5:03 to go, fourth quarter. Second free throw on the way for Hannah Lemon. That one also is good. So Lemon is replaced in the lineup. And I believe that's Blake Dodd who came in to take her spot. Beth Bragg on the left wing picks up her dribble. Shelby Holbert, quick turn fire, can't get it to fall. Crawford basketball. 4:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, Shelby Holbert got it down in the paint. She knew she had to do something with it quickly. Couldn't quite find the rim. 46-15, 4.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Dodd with the shot, that's up, no good. Holbert with the rebound. Quickly outlet to Schmidt, now back to Holbert, now Beth Bragg up the right side. Down low for Bramer, turns, drives baseline, shot up, over top of everything, held ball. Mustang basketball alternating possession. 4:14 to go, fourth quarter. Grace Anderson finds Beth Bragg on the baseline. Nice move that time by Bragg. Couldn't convert, gets the rebound. Flips it to Holbert, she'll pull it back out. Between the circles, they set the offense. Now man-to-man offense, or man-to-man defense, excuse me, by the Crawford Rams. Under 4 to go. Holbert top of the key. And the reach-in foul called on Jada Mader. That's her first. And Holbert will have a 1-and-1. And now Natalie Parkins comes into the game, takes the place of Ackerman. A 1-and-1 opportunity for Shelby Holbert. That one's off the mark. And they're going to say that Blake Dodd gathered it in but stepped on the sideline. Mustang basketball. 3:51 to go, fourth quarter. The referee got the call right, but he pointed the wrong direction. It was confusing. They go inside for Bramer. Nice shot. Up and over she goes. 2 more for Bramer. 3:40 to go. Vogel up the right side this time. Across to Brennan. Back to Vogel. Into the corner. This is Dodd. Over the top they go. This is Brennan down to the wing and into the corner for Mader. They go down low for Parkins. Turns, puts up the shot. That one is well short. Maddie Schmidt, Mustangs out, looking to run again. Beth Bragg brings it across 3:10 to go. High post for Bramer. Bramer nearly traveled with it. High off the glass, up and good. Jayla Bramer's got 6. Under 3 to go. 50-15. And there's a takeaway by Holbert. Ahead to Bragg. Puts the shot up. That one won't go. And now back the other way. Foot race for this one. Maddie Schmidt's going to win that one. They had Parkins out in front, but she couldn't track it down. Beth Bragg resets for the Mustangs. Anderson high post for Bramer. Turns, drives down the lane. Can't quite convert that time. It was a good move. Now Vogel walks it up with 2:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Into the corner. This is Dodd for 3. Good. Blake Dodd from long distance makes it 50-18. 2 minutes on the dot left in this one. And we got a timeout called on the floor, called by the Mustangs. 1:57 to go in the 4th quarter. The Mustangs out in front 50-18. Say thanks to sponsors of today's game: Gordon True Value, Gordon Superfoods and Ideal Market of Rushville, Open Range Beef, Gordon Dental, Hins Clothing, the First National Bank of Gordon, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Strong Insurance, Bank of the West, the Italian Inn, Grocery Mart, Modern Farm Equipment, Gordon Memorial Health Services, Hins Home Furnishings, and the Sheridan County Journal-Star. 1:57 left to go in the 4th quarter. Mustangs with the basketball. India Ritgarn in, along with a whole host of other new Mustangs. This is Michaela Jaggers back in there. Back to Ritgarn, and now to Jaggers. Key level into the paint. High off the glass. That one won't go. Jaggers with the rebound. The putback. It won't go. Ritgarn's putback won't go. She'll try it again. That one finally gets it to fall. India Ritgarn, persistence pays off. 52-18, a minute and a half left. They go high post for Parkins, but it's tipped out of there by Eichenberger. Good defense that time, as she denied that entry pass. So Vogel will work to the right side. Into the corner for Dodd. Inside for Parkins. Turns, shot up. That's no good. Partially blocked. Level came down with it. They'll finally get it to Shelby Holbert. Waste no time bringing it up that right side. Goes to work on offense. Not a good pass taken away by Vogel that time. Vogel drives in, pulls up, and the blocking foul is going to be called. They're going to actually say it was on the arm. India Ritgarn is the guilty party. Picks up her 2nd. Vogel is 2 for 2 from the line tonight. 1:01 left to go in the 4th quarter. Shot rattles around and falls off, no good. The Mustangs have got to get, or have been able to get, everyone in the game here this afternoon and get everybody a whole lot of quality minutes. That one banks home. 3 for 4 on the night for Vogel. All 3 of her points coming by the free throw, and there is a good hesitate and go move that time by Shelby Holbert, who draws the foul on Jada Miller. A little hesitation was all it took, and then a quick first step. As that one is up and good for Shelby Holbert. Earns a 2nd. Second free throw is also good. Shelby will be replaced by Maddie Schmidt in the game. 54 seconds. And folks, coming up next, we've got a fantastic matchup. This boys game is going to be a barn burner. They try to go down low for Parkins. Crawford undefeated last year until the district final, and unfortunately not enough strength of schedule to get in with the wild card. Very disappointed, and so they have really done a lot to improve their strength of schedule this year. It should be a fantastic matchup between the Rams and the Mustangs, as that pass intended for Eichenberger goes out of bounds. 54-19, 34 seconds left. So hang around, we'll have that one immediately following the conclusion of this girls' game. Into the corner for Dodd. Back to Brennan. Now they reverse it. This is Mater driving to the baseline, flips it up top, and nobody's home. And then India Ritgarn with the foul that time, as Blake Dodd gathered it in and stopped on a dime. India Ritgarn did not stop on a dime and picks up her third foul. That puts Blake Dodd at the line. And we are in the double bonus now. So that is the 10th foul, both teams in the double bonus. The first one no good. 12.6 seconds left. Dodd lines up the second. That one's off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Michaela Jaggers. She'll bring it up the floor on her own. 6 seconds. Down low for Ritgarn. Mishandled it. Tipped out of bounds. Where's it going to go? They're going to say Crawford basketball. No, they're going to say it's Mustang basketball. 1.6 seconds. Ritgarn gets it into Jaggers. That shot is blocked, and the game comes to an end. Final score, the Mustangs 54 and Crawford Rams 19. See if we can do some mathematics on the fly here for you. Rianne Ferguson finished with 2 points. Callie Schultz had 4. Shelby Holbert had 2. Sierra Garrett with 6. Beth Bragg with 5, all in the second half. Maddie Schmidt with 2. Jay the Bremer finished with 6. Jacoby Knight finished with 15. Gracie Perez had 8. For the Crawford Rams, Jillian Brennan finished with 2. Blake Dodd had 3. Cambria Vogel with 3. Jocelyn Stamen had 5. Kelsey Ty with 4. And Hannah Lemon with 2 to round out the scoring. Mustangs improved to 3-0. Crawford falls to 0-4. We got 20 minutes on the pregame clock. They'll do a little bit of housekeeping here, get the floor cleaned up and ready for this boys game. And as I said earlier, it should be a good one. Now Crawford comes in at 2-1. Their lone loss to Bridgeport, an outstanding team there, Bridgeport, and they played them within 3 points. A 3-point loss, 44-41 in their last game. So this Crawford team knows how to get up and down the floor. This should be a whole lot of fun to watch. So we'll step aside for just a bit and be back with more on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Well, this is the Gordon Memorial Health Services pregame report. 16.5 minutes before we are ready for the opening tip of today's matchup between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Crawford Rams. Thanks for joining us. They are just finishing up the rosters down at the scorers table. As soon as they get that done, we'll trot down and grab some starters for you and share those with you as we work our way through the pregame warm-up period here. 16 minutes left before we get this one underway. Thanks to everyone for joining us. We'll be back in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Let's take a look at some starting lineups. 13 minutes before we get this one underway. Crawford Rams, a season record of 2-1. Wins against Sioux County and Layton. Big wins, 57-12 over Sioux County and 52-12 over Layton. But then the first loss of the season to Bridgeport, 44-41. Bridgeport, of course, playing in Class C1 this year for the second year, actually. And so a quality loss to a very good Bridgeport team by just 3 points. Crawford at 2-1 on the season. Starters this evening for the Crawford Rams. Number 2, Will Ackerman, averaging 5 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. Number 12 is Aaron Alcorn, averaging 12 points and 7.5 rebounds. Number 13 is Blaine Flack, averaging 9.5 points a game. And number 25 is Andy Wendland, averaging 5 points per game. And number 50 is Bryce Oatkin, averaging 8 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. For the Mustangs, 2-0 on the season. Wins against Hemingford and against Ainsworth. Starters this evening, Dylan Schwarting, averaging 9 points a game. Number 10 is Brady Bolender. Number 12, Corby Campbell, averaging 6.5 points and 10 rebounds per game. Number 22, Trace Bagan, averaging 3.5 points and 7 rebounds per game. And Jared Nelson, number 24, leading the team in scoring at 17.5 points per game. This should be a good one, folks. This Mustang team didn't lose any starters, just a couple of seniors off the roster, so virtually an intact roster coming back for this season. The Mustangs just 2 games away from the state tournament a year ago. This Crawford team 1 game away, and with only 1 loss on the season, but they were left out in the cold, looking in from the outside as their strength of schedule really hurt them, and they didn't get in on the wild card, and so missed out on what would have been, I think, probably a very competitive state tournament team a year ago. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go before we get this one underway. Thanks for joining us here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
Are you okay?
What happened?
Dad kind of walked into my swing.
Don't you mean Dad kind of ruined our Hawaii fund?
I should go to the hospital.
There goes the airfare. I don't think health insurance will cover all of that.
That's not fair.
Without that cash from
Aflac!
we might have to choose between Hawaii or your face.
Hawaii.
What?
Oh, Hawaii.
You might have less coverage than you think. Visit Aflac.com and keep your lifestyle healthy.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
All right, we should have the scoreboard up to date and ready to go for boys varsity action. 8 minutes and 20 seconds away from getting this one started. We'll step aside one last time and be back with the introductions of the starting lineups here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. let's take a look at those starting lineups one more time before we have the official introductions. For the Crawford Rams, 2-1 on the season. Starters this evening, number 2, Will Ackerman. Number 12, Aaron Alcorn. Number 13, Blaine Flack. Number 25, Andy Wendland. And number 50, Bryce Oatkin. For the Mustangs, it'll be number 4, Dylan Schwarting. Number 10, Brady Bolender. Number 12, Corby Campbell. Number 22, Trace Bagan. And number 24, Jared Nelson. And that matchup to keep an eye on is going to be whether 12 Corby Campbell or 22 Trace Bagan matches up with Oatkin. Bryce Oatkin for the Crawford Rams is a handful inside, and that'll be a fun battle to watch as we go through tonight's game. About 2.5 minutes left here. We're going to get our microphones reset so that we are ready for the introductions of those starting lineups. Glad to have you along with us. Say thanks to sponsors of today's game: Gordon True Value, Gordon Superfoods and Ideal Market of Rushville, Open Range Beef, Gordon Dental, Hins Clothing, the First National Bank of Gordon, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Strong Insurance, the Bank of the West, the Italian Inn in Gordon, Grocery Mart, Modern Farm Equipment, Gordon Memorial Health Services, Hins Home Furnishings, and the Sheridan County Journal-Star. The Gordon Memorial Health Services welcomes Dr. Rob Schliefferth as he brings his ENT specialty clinic to Gordon Memorial Hospital. Dr. Schliefferth started seeing patients last week, and he's excited to bring his services to our community. To schedule your ENT appointments, call 605-791-0602.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Crawford High School's Grand Palace for tonight's final game. This game features the Mustangs from Gordo-Rushville and your Crawford Rams. Starting lineup for the Mustangs under head coach Joel Wilson, assisted by Dave Warren. Number 4, 5'9" junior, Dylan Schwarting. Number 10, 5'9" senior, Brady Bolender. Number 12, 6'3" senior, Corby Campbell. Number 22, 6'1" senior, Trace Bagan. And number 24, 6' senior, Jared Nelson. And now the starting lineup for your Crawford Rams under head coach Rick Barron, assisted by Matt Rotherham. Number 2, a 6' sophomore, Will Ackerman. Number 5, a 6' junior, Aaron Alcorn. Number 13, a 5' senior, Blaine Flack. Number 25, a 5'9" junior, Andy Wendland. And number 50, a 6'7" senior, Bryce Oatkin.
So there are the starting lineups. We are just about ready to get this one underway. Bryce Oatkin, listed at 6'7". He is a big fella patrolling the paint for the Crawford Rams, and he will be a handful this evening. This is going to be a great test for these two teams here tonight. The Mustangs at 2-0. Crawford at 2-1. Corby Campbell and Aaron Alcorn to jump it up. Campbell wins the tip, and away we go. Brady Bolender will set the offense for the Mustangs. Onto the wing for Dylan Schwarting. Bolender looks to swing it back to the left side. Now there's Trace Began. It looks like the Rams are going to play a box and one against Jared Nelson. They've got man-to-man coverage on Nelson, and that's Wendland. We got a 5-second call, or no, excuse me. That's tipped out of bounds. Really watching Wendland keep an eye on Jared Nelson. Now they'll switch into the corner. They go for Schwarting. That one is short. And the rebound by Oetken, and then Jared Nelson reaches in, slaps Oetken, and draws his first foul of the night. Now the Mustangs will bring some full court man-to-man pressure, as this will be Flack working against Bolender. Brings it across the timeline, and they set the offense just underway in the first quarter. Flack goes onto the baseline. That is Ackerman. Ackerman with it. Drives in, hung up there. Found a man cutting to the basket. Now the Mustangs with numbers coming the other way. Jared Nelson with the behind-the-back dribble. They kick it back out for Campbell. Up top for Nelson. Nelson, cross-court pass for Schwarting. Into the corner for Bolender. He'll try that. That one off the mark, no good. But there's Corby Campbell with the offensive rebound. Knocked down, no call. Quickly back the other way. Here's Ackerman driving into the paint. That is blocked. So these referees really letting these two teams play early on. There's Dylan Schwarting behind the defense. Lays it up and good. Dylan Schwarting for two. And there is a foul called. As we try to get our scoreboard to work. And that is a foul called on Blaine Flack. That is his first. Struggling to get everything going in the same direction early going in this game for everybody. So the Mustangs with the basketball. Bolender on the wing. Wants to go into the corner now. Has to get it back to Nelson, guarded closely by Wendland. Into the corner for Began. He'll try the three. Good! Trace Began lights it up from downtown. Mustangs out in front 5-0, just under 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. Ackerman out on the wing for Wendland. They go down low. This is Alcorn. Spin move underneath. May have been partially blocked by Campbell. Campbell with the rebound. Nelson will bring it up. Ahead to Bolender on the right wing. Bolender puts it on the floor, drives down to the corner. Cross-court pass and out of bounds. Trying to get it across there to Corby Campbell. A little bit wide of the mark. 5:33 to go. Mustangs up 5-0. And the Mustangs have not looked particularly sharp so far this season. They looked good in the early going, the first half of the Hemmingford game. But they struggled against Ainsworth. Here's a nice give and go this time. Alcorn too far underneath the basket. Corby Campbell with another rebound. Leads the team in rebounding, does Campbell. Nelson across to Campbell on the left wing. Back across to Bolender. Thought about the three. Had that stripped out of his hands, and here comes Alcorn the other way. He'll pull it back, turns around, pull-up jumper. That's no good. Dylan Schwarting clears the rebound for the Mustangs. Under 5 to go in the first quarter. Nelson crosses the timeline. They're going to try and trap him out there. Reach in by Wendland, but not called. Into the corner for Schwarting. Drives baseline. Flips it out to Bolender. Drives into the free throw line, and a blocking foul is going to be called on number 25, Andy Wendland. That's his first. So second foul of the half on the Crawford Rams. Mustangs with the ball out of bounds on the far side. Substitutions here as Jordan Summers comes in. Oetken goes out. Oetken hasn't been a factor to this point in the game. Get it into Bolender. He'll work against Austin Kennedy. That's kicked out of bounds. Kennedy in, playing the point on what the Rams are now playing in a 1-3-1 zone defense. Time for Alcorn to tie his shoe. Now he's got it secured and ready for play. Go over the top to Bolender. Bolender works his way out of the trap, around to Nelson on that left wing, into the corner for Schwarting. High pass across to Bolender, quickly back to Nelson, into the corner for Schwarting. Spots up for three. That one's no good, but there's Trace Bagan with the offensive rebound, and another chance for the Mustangs. Long three-pointer this time for Jared Nelson. That's off the back iron, but another offensive rebound by Brady Bolender. Nelson scoops it up, feeds it to Campbell, and he left it short. And that's going to be Mustang basketball. Corby Campbell had the easy layup, a little too easy. He left it short, but it's out of bounds off the Crawford Rams. 4:01 to go first quarter. The Mustangs lead it 5-0. Bagan out to Bolender. Under 4 to go. First quarter action here from Crawford. Bagan up between the circles, around to Nelson. Nelson back to Bolender. Nelson on that wing. Over the top to Bolender, quickly down into the corner for Schwarting. Baseball pass across to Nelson. Good movement by the Crawford Rams defense, making it hard for the Mustangs to get anything started here. They're going to require a lot of patience for the Mustangs here tonight. So into the game for the Mustangs. Now comes Logan Dexter, Carson Hinn, and Corbin Bailey. Out goes Bolender, Schwarting, and Bagan. 3:35 to go, first quarter. Over the top to Campbell. Flips it out to Carson Hinn. Around to Bailey and tipped out of bounds by Alcorn. A good defense played by Crawford. Dexter into Bailey. Bailey between the circles, picks up his dribble. Goes to the high post for Campbell. He'll dribble it out. Carson Hinn thought about going baseline. Now he'll dribble it back out. Nearly taken away that time by the Crawford Rams. Nelson tries to weave his way through traffic and going to draw a foul. That'll be on Ackerman for the Rams. That'll be his first and the fourth. No, that is just the third foul of the half. And that one tipped out of bounds by Austin Kennedy. Bailey asks for Nelson to come back out and take that. He works against Kennedy. Now in this 1-3-1. Free throw line, or excuse me, top of the key jumper for three, but that one is short by Nelson, but another offensive rebound. So the Mustangs doing a great job on the offensive glass tonight, and that one dribbled off Carson Hinn's kneecap and out of bounds. They'll turn it over to the Rams with 2:46 to go. Back in come Wendland and Oetken. Full court pressure by Bailey. Flack takes it, brings it across. Man-to-man defense by the Mustangs. Flack brings it up and resets the offense onto the wing. They try to go inside, and that's taken away by the Mustangs and then taken right back by Wendland. Wendland drives in and blocked by Corby Campbell. Corby Campbell with the block that time. 2:26 to go in this first quarter. Alcorn gets it into Flack. Now they'll swing it back to Wendland up top, guarded closely by Carson Hinn. Onto the wing for Alcorn. Spin move, looks inside, nothing there. Across to Wendland. That shot won't go, and the Mustangs on the run. Quickly ahead to Carson Hinn. That's tipped and should be Mustang basketball. It is. Both officials looking at each other, wondering what happened exactly. They'll give it to the Mustangs. 2:04 to go, first quarter. Campbell out, along with Carson Hinn. Trace Bagan back into the game, along with Dylan Schwarting. Logan Dexter off the inbounds pass. That was way too easy. Logan Dexter unguarded. Makes it 7-0. Under 2 to go in the first quarter. Nice move that time by Flack. Looks down low for Wendland. Lost his balance, and now we're going to have a push called on Trace Bagan. Trace picks up his first, just the second foul on the Mustangs. 1:48 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs up 7-0. Alcorn looks, tries to find somebody, finally goes over the top to Wendland. Onto the wing for Flack. Long three-pointer on the way. Good. Flack gets the Rams on the board from 3, and then Jared Nelson dribbles that one off his foot, and then trying to get it down to Corbin Bailey in the corner, but knocked out of bounds off of Alcorn. 1:34 to go. Mustangs maintain possession. Bailey takes the inbound and looks. Now Schwarting on the wing. Wendland reaching in and slapping. Into the corner for Nelson. Right back out for Schwarting. Wanted to try that long-range three. Couldn't get a handle on it. And now we've got a foul called. A push on the shot by Schwarting. Give that foul to Alcorn. That is his first. Puts Dylan Schwarting at the free throw line. 2 shots for him with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to go in the first quarter. First one rolls off, no good. Carson Hinn comes in. Jared Nelson to the bench. Alcorn out of the game for the Rams. Schwarting's second one is good. 8-3, 1:15 to go. Flack works against Bailey, and after all of the contact, now they'll call a hand check on Corbin Bailey. First foul on him. Third foul on the Mustangs in the half. They get it onto the wing. And that shot no good, but a foul called as Austin Kennedy with a good move to the basket. Kennedy will have free throws. That's called on Dylan Schwarting. That's his first. Kennedy with 2 free throws with 1:02 to go in the first quarter. First one is up and good. Kennedy, the left-hander. Second one won't go. Oatkin battles for the rebound and then tips it out of bounds. Couldn't get a good grip on it. Mustangs get a break there. 59-9 left to go. Mustangs by 4. Bailey crosses the timeline. They'll trap him out there, picks up his dribble. Able to get it over to Carson Hinn. Into the corner for Bagan. Three-pointer up, in and out, no good. Schwarting with the rebound and the putback. That's no good. And then the rebound by Austin Kennedy for the Rams. 40 seconds for Crawford to work in this first quarter. Flack crosses the timeline, works against Bailey. There's a near steal, and it is a steal by Carson Hinn. And now a quick held ball call. And this will be Crawford basketball with just under 28 seconds to go. Carson Hinn got a hand on it. Nearly tracked it down for the steal, and now full court pressure again for the Mustangs. Wendland able to get it into Ackerman. Ackerman loses the handle, gets it back, picks up his dribble. And Bailey called for another hand check. So that is 2 on Corbin Bailey. 5th foul on the Mustangs. Kennedy out and Alcorn back in. Mustangs full court, man-to-man pressure. 15 seconds to go for the Crawford Rams. Alcorn with the easy layup for 2. Pulls the Rams back within 2. 4 seconds to go. Carson Hinn had a little more time than he realized, missed everything. And at the end of 1, the Mustangs out in front, 8-6. Stop in and take advantage of True Value of Gordon's Wrap It Up sale going on now through December 10th. Save big on Christmas lights and decorations. They've got a DeWalt 20-volt drill driver combo and a Milwaukee drill impact combo and a whole lot more in the store. Come see Buck and the gang at 217 North Main Street in Gordon. And Gordon Superfoods and Ideal Market of Rushville have great savings this week on Bar S. Frank's, Whole Choice, New York's Cut Free, and much more. Superfoods is located on Highway 20 in Gordon and Ideal Market on Highway 20 in Rushville, and both of them open 7 days a week. And Open Range Beef in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs in our community. Say thanks to Open Range Beef. The Mustangs jumped out to a 5-0 lead. But Crawford able to chip away at that. A big three-pointer by Blaine Flack to get him on the board. A free throw from Austin Kennedy and a lay-in by Aaron Alcorn late in that first quarter pulls them back to within 2 points. The Mustangs with 5 fouls and Crawford with 4 as we start the second quarter. I realize we didn't update the scoreboard there, still reflects the first quarter. Here's a three-pointer from Bolender. That one is well short, but another offensive rebound by Corby Campbell. Reach in by Jared Nelson. And the Mustangs able to keep it alive and get some extra possessions here. Back to Corby Campbell, drives baseline, and an offensive foul called on Corby Campbell. Corby trying to drive the baseline and get some position, but already there was the defense for the Crawford Rams. And now the Mustangs with more full court pressure. And we got a double dribble called this time on Wendland. And that'll turn it back over to the Mustangs. The second quarter action, Mustangs with the basketball, 7:26 to go. Bagan will inbound it to Schwarting. 1-3-1 zone defense by the Crawford Rams. Schwarting, they go down low, tried to get it to Jared Nelson. He's able to poke it back out to a teammate. Into the corner for Trace Bagan. He'll try the three. That one is short. Tipped around. Battle for it on the floor. Picked up by Alcorn. Flack gets it ahead to Ackerman. Ackerman drives down, picks up his dribble. Over the top he goes. Back out front to Flack. Has it poked away by Bolender, but gets it back. Flack drives in, feeds it to Oetken underneath. He's not going to miss very many of those, and we are tied at 8. Bolender gets it out to Nelson, tips it down into the corner. Wendland, contact again, and then that one sails between two Mustangs and out of bounds. And a little frustration maybe on the part of the Mustangs here. .6:29 to go, second quarter. We are tied at 8. They get it into Alcorn, and he will work against Jared Nelson. Calls for a pick. Doesn't get it. Brings it across. They'll set the offense. Now the Mustangs will come out and try to trap. That one's nearly tipped away by Trace Bagan. Kennedy out in the three-point line. Not a good pass, but Crawford able to maintain possession. Flack gets it out to Kennedy. And now he'll hand it back off to Blaine Flack. He'll bring it up top and reset the offense. Under 6 to go, second quarter. Drives in, and we're going to have a blocking foul on the Mustangs. That's going to go against Corby Campbell. That'll be the second foul on him. So Corbin Bailey and Corby Campbell both with 2 fouls apiece. The Mustangs can't afford to have Corby get in foul trouble early in this game. 5:53 to go. Free throws on the way. They're going to say that was on the shot. A 1-and-1 as the Rams are in the 1-and-1 bonus. There's an offensive rebound. Three-pointer on the way. That one's no good. Rebounded by Trace Bagan. Jared Nelson brings it up the floor. Quickly ahead into the corner for Schwarting. Flips it back up to Bolender. Into the corner for Schwarting again. Over the top they go to Nelson. Quickly into the corner. This is Bagan. Three-pointer. Good! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Trace Bagan. His second three of the night. Puts the Mustangs back ahead by 3. 5:28 to go, second quarter. Alcorn onto the wing as this is Summers back into the game. Drives to the baseline. Kicks it back out. Down onto the low block for Summers. And that one is taken away by Trace Bagan. Ahead to Brady Bolender. Tried to leave it for Campbell. And we've got a kick called. It'll be Mustang basketball. 5:04 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs tried to make one too many passes there. Wendland and Oaken back in. Summers and Ackerman to the bench. Jared Nelson triggers it for the Mustangs on the out-of-bounds play. Down low for Trace Bagan. That's the second easy bucket they've got on the out-of-bounds play right there. 13-8. They push the lead back to 5. That equals their biggest lead of the game. Here's Kennedy driving baseline. Over the top, tried to get it to Oatkin, but he hit the rim instead. Down low for Kennedy. Baseline too far underneath. Finds Oatkin. That one won't go. May have been partially blocked by the Mustangs. Schwarting. The Mustangs living on the edge here. That shot no good. And now we've got the third foul called on Corby Campbell, and that is trouble for the Mustangs. 3 fouls for Corby Campbell. 4.5 to go in the second quarter. And a good box out move. Didn't see which Ram it was that got the check out on Corby Campbell, but it drew the foul, and Corby will head to the bench with 3. 13-8, and the 1-and-1 at the other end for Wendland. So Andy Wendland, scoreless to this point in the game, averages 5 a game. That one is no good. Tipped around and out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball. 4:32 to go, second quarter. 13-8. Carson Hinn in to take the place of Corby Campbell. Over the top to Bolender, into the corner. This is Bagan, back out to Bolender. Tries to hand it off to Nelson, and great defensive pressure by the Crawford Rams. Bolender into the free throw line. They kick it out into the corner for Schwarting. That's no good. Bolender on the putback. That won't go, but a push is called. Brady hits the floor. Foul called on the Crawford Rams. Great offensive rebound. The Mustangs have been fantastic on the offensive boards tonight. That goes against Wendland. That's his second. Fouls on the floor. That's number 5 on the Rams. Bolender back into the corner for Nelson. Three-pointer, good! Jared Nelson on the board for the first time tonight. It's 16-8, the biggest lead of the game for the Mustangs. This is Alcorn driving into the paint. A little too far underneath. Nelson away with the rebound. Brings it up the floor. Reverses direction and crosses the timeline. That one a dangerous pass intended for Schwarting. Tipped out of bounds by Alcorn. 3:39 to go, second quarter. We expected a great game. We've had it so far. Mustangs lead it by 8. Bolender on the wing, over the top to Nelson. Head fake, down low, tipped out of bounds by Alcorn again. They had Schwarting on the backdoor cut, but Alcorn was able to get a hand on it and tip it out of bounds. Nelson again will trigger it. And now we've got a sub. Corbin Bailey comes in. Brady Bolender is going to get a little bit of a breather. Logan Dexter comes in. Trace Bagan to the bench. Well, a lot of interchangeable parts for both of these teams. That depth is what really makes them dangerous. Nelson over the top to Bailey. Bailey works against Kennedy. Across to Schwarting. Back to Bailey. Wants to go in the corner for Carson Hinn. Instead goes across to Schwarting. That one's tipped, nearly taken away. Jared Nelson into the paint, kicks it out for Bailey. Carson Hinn for 3. That one's off the back iron and no good. Long rebound corralled by Flack. Flack crosses the timeline. 3:05 to go in the quarter. Kennedy spots up for 3, missed it all. And Carson Hinn comes out of there with it. Hinn quickly up the floor, and that one was tipped out of bounds by Flack. Timeout on the floor. Full 1 minute timeout. We'll take it with them here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. 2:55 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs lead it 16-8.
With the dawn of every new day come countless new demands. At New Holland, we know the value of reliable planting. That's why our P-Series air carts and drills give you precise control over your seeding, increasing accuracy and yield. When it comes time to harvest, the CR Series Combine offers superior quality, minimal grain loss, and increased visibility. Challenges will vary from day to day, but your answers to them won't. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
.255 to go in this second quarter. The Mustangs with an 8-point lead at 16-8. 8 fouls, though, on the Mustangs, and just 5 on the Crawford Rams in this first half. On the floor for the Mustangs, Carson Hinn, Corbin Bailey, Logan Dexter, Jared Nelson, and Dylan Schwarting. Man-to-man defense now by the Crawford Rams. That one's off of Bailey's foot, tracks it down, gets it to Carson Hinn on the wing. Top of the key for Schwarting. Carson Hinn spots up for 3 from the corner. That one is short, and the rebound by Ackerman. Ackerman works his way up the floor, nearly has it taken away from behind. Across to Alcorn. Into the corner they go, Kennedy. And back out to Wendland. Wendland works against Nelson, drives in, tries to feed it inside, taken away by Schwarting. The Mustangs with numbers, 3-on-1. Schwarting down low for Carson Hinn, blocked. Schwarting blocked, and then they're going to say that Carson Hinn stepped on the end line. A great defensive effort that time by the Crawford Rams. The Mustangs had a 3-on-1 and they come up empty. 2:12 to go, second quarter. Full court, man-to-man pressure. Now they'll try and trap and then fall back out of it. Now Nelson guards Wendland as he sets the offense. 2 minutes to go. Onto the wing for Alcorn. Good quick step, spin move into the lane, and he is going to be fouled. That will be number 3 on Corbin Bailey. So 3 fouls on Bailey and 3 on Campbell, and that puts Aaron Alcorn at the line for 2 free throws. 1:53 to go, second quarter. First one is off the mark for Alcorn, and that is the 9th foul on the Mustangs. So the rest of the way, Crawford in the double bonus. Carson Hinn out, Bagan in to take his place. And the second one is good for Alcorn. 16-9, 1:50 to go. Bolender back in there, brings it up the right side. They'll try to trap him. That one is nearly taken away, but a foul called on Alcorn. That'll be his second. Good aggressive play, but called for the contact. And the next foul for Crawford puts the Mustangs in the 1-and-1. Bolender out to Schwarting. Back to Bolender. That one's taken away by Alcorn. Alcorn, good move up and under. Count the basket and one. Lazy pass by the Mustangs. Got to take better care of the basketball than that. Dylan Schwarting called for his second foul. Alcorn with the shot makes it 16-11, and a free throw coming here. Chance for the three-point play. Free throw is good. And a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. Called by the Mustangs. Whether your tooth was knocked out going up for a layup or you chipped it while eating stadium popcorn, head on down to see Dr. Robert Ferguson and his excellent staff at Gordon Dental for all of your dental health needs, and he will gently fix you right up. Check out the great selection of sale items now at Hins Clothing in Gordon. They have a great selection of sportswear, casual wear, jeans, shoes, and more. Come to Hins Clothing Center at 208 North Main Street in Gordon. 1 minute, 33 seconds left to go in the first half. Mustangs by 4. They led by as many as 8. On the floor for the Mustangs, Bagan, Bolender, Nelson, Dexter, and Schwarting. Schwarting on that right wing. Back to Bolender. And now back to the box and one. Bolender top of the key. Dexter in the corner. That one's tipped by Alcorn, but Bagan able to get it back. Crawford defense great at getting their hands in those passing lanes. They've tipped a lot of Mustang passes tonight. Dexter in the corner. Thought about the three. Now he gets it back to Bagan and around to Bolender, top of the key, drives in, kicks it out for Schwarting. Long range three. That one's off the front of the rim, no good. And the long rebound tracked down by Bagan. Another offensive rebound for the Mustangs. Another dangerous pass. Dexter for three. That one's blocked out of bounds. And that is the third, fourth, fifth block, something like that, on the night for the Crawford Rams. Very disruptive defensively. 42.9 seconds left to go in this first half. Mustangs with the basketball and a 4-point lead. Bagan out to Bolender. Back to Nelson. Bolender, he spots up for three. That one's off the mark, no good. There's Dexter, but he gets out-muscled for that rebound by Oetken. 28 seconds for Crawford to work here. Chance to cut it to as little as one going to the half. Kennedy, guarded by Dexter, works off of the pick. Into the corner he goes. Shot up, little floater, that won't go. Tipped out. Kennedy controls, drives in. Left-handed layup won't go. 6 seconds for the Mustangs. Bolender fires it down, but that is tipped out of bounds, but it's off of Flack, and the Mustangs will have a chance with 2.4 seconds left to go in this first half. 2.4 seconds, Jared Nelson will inbound it. They try to go inbounds, and Wendland takes it off the fingertips of Nelson and ends the threat. So at the half, a low-scoring affair here. The Mustangs lead it 16-12 at the half. Take a look at the scoring. Dylan Schwarting with 3 points. Trace Bagan has 8 to lead the way for the Mustangs. Logan Dexter with 2 and Jared Nelson with 3. For the Crawford Rams, it is Aaron Alcorn with 6, Blaine Flack with 3, Austin Kennedy with 1, and Bryce Oetken with 2. We'll step aside and be back in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
There is a new world out there, revealing itself in unpredictable ways. A world that demands more from the land and those who grow, farm, and build on it. This new world calls for the ingenuity to get more out of it, while preserving as much as we can. After all, to stay ahead of tomorrow, we need to be equipped for it today.
Hins Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hins Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
You're at brunch. You want to go sweet, but you also want savory. What do? You order the brunch explosion. Boom. It's the same thing as Aflac. All right, look, you have major medical insurance, but you also need to make sure your bases are covered. So if you get stuck with an unexpected medical bill and your regular insurance doesn't pay for everything, Aflac pays you cash to help you get through it.
Oh, that's what Aflac is.
That's what Aflac is.
8 minutes left in the halftime break. The Mustangs lead it by 4 at the half, 16-12. One replay to show you from the first half is all that we caught. Let's take a look at that now. 3 minutes left to go in the halftime break. As you saw just a bit ago, the Gordon-Rushville girls basketball team and some other supporters over there on the far side of the court here to cheer on the Mustang boys as they lead by 4 at the half. A low-scoring affair, 16-12. When we take a look at the game recap, the Mustangs led by 5 a couple of times. They led by as many as 8, but that has been cut to 4 at the half. The Mustangs with some foul trouble, though. Corbin Bailey and Corby Campbell both with 3 fouls apiece. Dylan Schwarting has 2, Trace Bagan with 1, and Jared Nelson with 1 foul. For the Crawford Rams, Aaron Alcorn with 2 and Andy Wendland with 2. And then Will Ackerman and Blaine Flack each with 1 foul apiece. The Mustangs, without Corby Campbell in the game, he averages 10 rebounds per contest, but the Mustangs have done a fantastic job on the offensive glass. They've got a whole bunch of offensive rebounds, and I think probably overall have out-rebounded the Crawford Rams in this game. And those second chance points have been a big part of the reason why the Mustangs have that 4-point lead here at the half. As we look ahead, the Mustangs will host the Chadron Cardinals on Friday night. Can't tell you what the Saturday schedule is if there is a game, but our next broadcast will be a week from tonight when we'll be on the road at Hyannis, the Hyannis Longhorns, and that'll also be an awful lot of fun. The Hyannis girls, a very athletic bunch, and they'll be a handful for the Mustangs as we head down to Hyannis a week from tonight. We hope you'll join us here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. The Sheridan County Journal-Star, of course, is your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. Available as an online edition, and the newest version of that is out and in your inbox today if you're an online subscriber. It is a great gift idea for your college student who's away at school, or anybody that wants to keep track of what's going on here at home that may be far away, or even if you are here locally and you want to get that in a digital format. Great way to do it. Check it out at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. Do just a little bit of adjustment here on the volume. Always try to keep that in the right spot. Sometimes we get kind of excited and try not to blow the speakers out of your computer or your smart TV, whatever it is that you're watching at home. A great crowd along with us here tonight. Glad to have everybody here with us. Always makes it fun to know that we've got a whole lot of folks watching. And we've got a good game here as we get ready to start the second half. Crawford Rams have the basketball to get things started, and away we go. Flack takes the inbounds pass. Mustangs back into the man-to-man. They switch that off. This is Alcorn. Fall-away jumper. That won't go. Brady Bolender gets the rebound, and he is immediately fouled. And that is Andy Wendland picking up his 3rd foul. So another rebound by the Mustangs, and it results in a quick foul. The 3rd one on Wendland, and the first of the half on the Crawford Rams. 7:44 to go, 3rd quarter just underway. Bolender trying to avoid that trap, flips it over the top to Jared Nelson. Jared Nelson, 3-pointer, long 3-pointer, and he dials it up and knocks it down. That gives Jared 6 points on the night. Flack all the way down the lane, nobody there. Luckily he missed the layup, and the Mustangs on the run. Dylan Schwarting the other way, lays it up. That won't go. Carson Hinn with the offensive rebound. New life for the Mustangs. Here's Trace Bagan for 3 from the top of the key. That won't go. Ackerman with the rebound, and now numbers for the Crawford Rams. Flack steps back, tries to get some room to work, finally pulls the trigger. That one's off the front of the rim, no good, and we got a foul called. This is going against Andy Wendland, and that is number 4, and that's a big foul, folks. Wendland is a fantastic defender. He is all over the court. He's going to have to take a seat with his 4th foul. 6:52 to go, 3rd quarter. Mustangs lead at 19-12. So both teams with key players in foul trouble. Nelson, long 3-pointer again. That one won't go, but another offensive rebound. Back out to Nelson, 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Into the corner for Schwarting. To Nelson into the paint. kicks it out for Bolender. Into the corner, Trace Bagan for three. That's off the mark, and the rebound by Austin Kennedy. The Mustangs with a couple of extra tries on that possession. 6:20 to go. Flack down the right side, into the corner. Over the top for Oatkin, taken away by Carson Hinn. Great defense that time by Carson Hinn, and then taken away. Mustangs able to maintain possession, and now a foul is going to be called on Alcorn, and that'll be Aaron Alcorn's third foul. And so now, all of a sudden, the Crawford Rams starting to get in foul trouble early in this second half. 6:05 to go, the third foul on Alcorn. Bolender takes the inbounds, flips it around to Nelson, onto the wing for Carson Hinn. Carson nowhere to go with that, needs to get rid of it. Over the top he goes and tipped out of bounds. Dangerous pass. Alcorn got a finger on it and knocked it away. Mustangs maintain possession. Very good defensive team, the Crawford Rams. Into the corner for Schwarting. He'll try the three. That one's off the mark, and they're going to get Trace Bagan on the push. Trace picks up his second. First of the half on the Mustangs. Flack brings it up. Mustangs will try and trap him. Ackerman drives into the lane, feeds it for Alcorn. Nice cut to the basket by Alcorn that time. He's got 8 points. Back to a 5-point game. Bagan tries to go over top of the trap, but it was tripped by Alcorn, but the Mustangs are able to get it back. Carson Hinn, cross-court pass to Bolender, quickly to the free throw line. Back out for Schwarting. That one won't go. Good position. Rebounding for Bagan, another offensive rebound. There's Jared Nelson cutting down the lane for two. 5:04 to go. The lead is back to 7. Flack down the right side. Accelerates in, leaves it for Alcorn. Steps back, has it stripped by Nelson. Quick shot that time. Nelson with the rebound. Nelson down the lane, shot up. That one won't go. And the rebound pulled out of there this time by the Crawford Rams. Down the floor they go. That free throw is, or layup is no good by Austin Kennedy. Schwarting with the nifty behind the back dribble and then throws it out of bounds. Led Carson Hinn just a little too much. It was a great move to get himself out of the trap and out of trouble, but then led Carson Hinn on the pass too much and throws it away. 4:32 to go. Corby Campbell back into the game. Carson Hinn heads to the bench. So Corby Campbell playing with those 3 fouls. So this is Flack working against Bolender. Mustangs in the man-to-man. Flack will back it out. Trying to find some room to work. Accelerates into the block, and a blocking foul called on Trace Bagan. That is number 3 on him. Stepped out to try and give some help to Bolender. Called for the blocking foul. So 3 on Bagan, and now we're going to have a meeting between the referee and these officials. And I was looking down, I didn't see exactly what happened, but he's going to calm things down, make sure things don't get out of hand. Well, that is a great move by the referee, make sure that in a close game that everybody's on the same page and well warned. So Carson Hinn comes back in. Trace Bagan heads to the bench with those 3 fouls. And this will be Alcorn, and now we've got a hold called on the Mustangs. This will be on Jared Nelson, and that is number 2 on him. 3rd foul on the Mustangs in the half. Alcorn again inbounds it, gets it to Flack. Back into Alcorn, lost the handle on it. Up and under, and good. Alcorn averages 12 a game. He's at 10 right now. Bolender will back it out, under 4 to go. Flips it out to Nelson. Long 3-pointer by Jared Nelson. That's off the mark. Oatkin with the rebound. 5-point game, 21-16. Nelson guarding Kennedy and takes it away. 3-on-2 for the Mustangs. Jared Nelson has it tipped away. Good defense that time by Flack. Mustangs had numbers. 3:37 to go. And now we've got a technical foul called. Didn't see, apparently it's on the Crawford bench, but a technical foul called on Crawford. And having words with Coach Rick Berry is the official over there, so this will be Jared Nelson with the free throws. The first one is good. I'm not sure what exactly Coach Berry is unhappy about. They're talking it out over there. Second free throw is also good by Jared Nelson. Extends that Mustang lead to 23-16, pushes it back to 7 with 3:37 to go, and the Mustangs will get the basketball back. Ball whistled, ready for play, and Mustangs back in business on offense. Bolender to Carson Hinn. Carson Hinn across to Nelson. Bolender on the wing. Back to Nelson. And Carson Hinn down to the baseline for Campbell. Over the top to Bolender. Good head fake. Drives into the lane. Feeds Corby Campbell up and won't go. Corby caught somewhere in between, thinking he wanted to dunk that, I think. Instead went for the finger roll and misfired. There's a takeaway by Austin Kennedy. Ahead quickly to Ackerman. Flips that one up to Alcorn, and Alcorn is going to be fouled, and Corby Campbell standing stock still with his hands above his head, and they didn't call it on him. That's good. They called it on Carson Hinn. That'll be his first. Corby Campbell had position. He did not move a muscle as Alcorn went up for that shot. And Alcorn fouled by Carson Hinn. He'll have 2 free throws. Free throws. The first one is no good. 3:03 to go, third quarter. What a game, folks. This has been a good one. Glad you could be along here to enjoy it with us. Alcorn's second free throw gets the friendly roll. 23-17, and now we've got a timeout called on the floor. 30-second timeout called by the Mustangs with 3:01 to go in the third quarter. Well, there are wins and losses in basketball, and sometimes sprained ankles and chipped teeth. The sport of basketball isn't always pain-free, but at Gordon Dental, pain-free is always the goal. Visit Dr. Robert Ferguson and his staff at Gordon Dental for a pain-free, exceptional dental experience. Check out the great selection of sale items now at Hinn's Clothing in Gordon. They have a great selection of sportswear, casual wear, jeans, shoes, and much more. Come to Hinn's Clothing Center at 208 North Main Street in Gordon. 3:01 to go, third quarter. Mustangs by 6. 4 fouls on the Mustangs in this half, 3 on the Crawford Rams. Mustangs with the basketball. Carson Hinn tosses it into Brady Bolender, and away we go. Nelson turns, drives down the lane, kicks it out for Bolender, spots up for 3. That one is off the mark. Campbell comes away with the rebound, feeds it inside for Bolender, high, trying to get it over top of the defender. Couldn't get it to go. Crawford comes away with it. Into the corner they go. This is Alcorn, now up top for Ackerman. Stumbles forward, off balance shot, in and out, no good. Campbell with the rebound, gets it to Carson Hinn. 2:30 to go, third quarter. Hinn brings it up, picks up his dribble. Jared Nelson, top of the key. Across to Hinn, and now Schwarting drives in, splits a couple of defenders. Bolender drives in. Good ball movement by the Mustangs. Schwarting in the corner for 3, in and out, no good. Tipped around, and another offensive rebound by the Mustangs. Brady Bolender this time. Nelson at the free throw line, drives in, throws up the shot. That won't go, but he's going to get 2 free throws as he draws the blocking foul. Give that foul to Bryce Oatkin. That is his first. 2:04 to go. Jared Nelson with 2 free throws. First one is good. So now Summers comes in. He'll take the place of Oatkin. 2:04 to go, third quarter. Mustangs lead back to 7. Jared Nelson with 1 more free throw. Perfect 4 for 4 on the night from the charity stripe for Jared Nelson. Austin Kennedy in the corner, guarded by Carson Hinn. Drives into the paint, loses the handle, tipped away. A collision that time. And that one's tipped out of bounds. Should be Mustang basketball, and it is. Bodies all over the floor. Loose basketball and good hustle by both teams. Tipped out of bounds by the Crawford Rams. Mustangs will get possession of this. Now Trace Bagan comes in. Carson Hinn will head to the bench. 1:50 to go, third quarter. 8-point lead. That equals the biggest of the game for the Mustangs. Bolender feeds it to Nelson. He'll try the three from the top of the key. Good! Jared Nelson from downtown. 3 more for him, 28-17. Jared with just 3 points at the break, but he's found the range in the second half. Didn't get many offensive chances in that first half. Here's Austin Kennedy with a step back three. Excuse me, that's Alcorn with a step back three. Won't get it to go. Mustangs have got Corby Campbell behind the defense. Up and blocked by Alcorn. Great defensive play by Alcorn that time to block the easy layup by Campbell. Now they'll feed it to Summers. That's blocked by Trace Bagan. Throws it out of bounds off of Summers. Mustang basketball. We got a timeout. No, we don't have a timeout as Oatkin comes back in for Summers. Oatkin, after the brief rest, comes back into the game. 1:06 to go, third quarter. Mustangs now lead it by 11. That's their biggest lead of the game, 28-17. Great defense played by both teams in this half. Nelson all the way to the hoop, can't get it to fall, and then a frustration foul by Jared Nelson. He missed the shot, and then the big slap nets him his third foul. 55.5 seconds left to go in this third quarter. So 3 fouls on Nelson, Bagan, Campbell, and Bailey as we're under a minute left to go in this third quarter. Flack works down the right side, and a blocking foul called on Dylan Schwarting. That's his third. 5 Mustangs with 3 fouls. 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Over the top they go to Ackerman. Spots up for 3, off the mark, and out of bounds. Mustang basketball. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. The Mustang lead is 11. Bolender walks it up, taking his time, 34 seconds. Nelson drives in, kicks it out for Schwarting. Over the top to Bolender, taken away. Not a good pass that time. Here comes Ackerman, drives in, the foul is called. The free throws will come for Mr. Ackerman. He'll have 2 of them as the foul is called on Brady Bolender. That is his first. Will Ackerman with his first 2 free throws of the game, scoreless so far this evening. The first one is good. He averages 5 a game. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Trace Bagan. 19 seconds for the Mustangs to work here. Jared Nelson brings it across. Kennedy comes out to greet him. Across to Bolender, 12 seconds. Bolender drives in, back out to Nelson. Into the corner for Schwarting. Had an open 3, but passed it up. 6 seconds to go. Nelson has it poked away. This is Alcorn with 2 seconds. He'll hand it off to Flack. He'll heave one up, but that's not even going to be close. At the end of 3, the Mustangs lead it by 10, 28-18. Gordon Memorial Health Services welcomes Dr. Rob Schliefarth as he brings his ENT specialty clinic to Gordon Memorial Hospital. Dr. Schliefarth started seeing patients last week, and he is excited to bring his services to our community. To schedule your appointment, call 605-791-0602. Clint's still in overdrive mode from that fast-paced action. It's been an exciting back-and-forth game as we head to the fourth quarter. Give us a chance to update the scoreboard here. So the Mustangs will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. They've got a 10-point lead as they try to hang on for their third win of the season, and they have looked good tonight. This is a fantastic, very good Crawford Rams team, and they have stood in there and gone toe-to-toe with the Mustangs for 3 quarters tonight. This one far from over, but this is a very good defensive team that the Mustangs have faced tonight. Nelson turns back to Bolender. Bolender up top. They're going to try and trap as Crawford tries to apply just a little more pressure as they trail by 10. Nelson back out to Bolender. Into the corner for Bagan. He'll try the 3. Good! Trace Bagan for 3. He's got 11 on the night. 31-18. That shot no good. Oatgen with the rebound and the putback. 7:24 to go. The lead back to 11. Over the top they go to Nelson and back to Bolender. And we got a reach-in foul called on Ackerman. Will Ackerman whistled for his second foul. And that is number 5 on the Rams. The Mustangs with 7 fouls, and so Crawford in the 1-and-1 bonus. Brady Bolender waiting for Ackerman to come out and put some pressure on. The Mustangs perfectly fine with trying to run off some of this clock. 7:04 to go. Bolender in, tried to get it to Nelson, slipped as he did. He and Nelson were on different pages of the playbook. Sails out of bounds. They'll turn it over to the Crawford Rams. 7:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Flack coming down that right side again. Sets it up, drives to the baseline. Cut off, tipped out of bounds. Nelson got a finger on it and sent it into the crowd. 6:48 to go, fourth quarter. Alcorn flips it to Ackerman at the free throw line. Inside for Oatkin, taken away by Campbell. Ahead to Brady Bolender, but he can't handle it, and it's picked up by Flack. And then back the other way comes Dylan Schwarting. Schwarting all the way in, lays it up, and good. Dylan Schwarting with 5 points on the night. And now the lead is 13. 6:17 to go, fourth quarter. Alcorn will set it up between the circles. Hands it off to Flack. Mustangs in that man-to-man. Over the top they go, taken away by Corby Campbell again, saved back in, but right to Alcorn. Jared Nelson went up for the block and is going to be called for his 4th foul of the night. Nelson with the anticipation. A good head fake that time by Alcorn. Got him up in the air and drew the foul. Now Wendland back into the game. Kennedy back to the bench. Wendland with those 4 fouls. Back in with 5:59 to go. Carson Hinn also comes into the game. Jared Nelson will have to take a seat with his 4th foul. 1-on-1 opportunity here, in and out, and no good for Alcorn. Rebounded by Campbell. Bolender brings it up, avoids the trap, and gets it to Carson Hinn. Across to Bolender. And back to Hinn. Crawford with a 1-3-1, and they love to get out there and extend that and trap. It made life difficult for the Mustangs. Into the corner quickly for Schwarting for 3. Good! Dylan Schwarting lights it up again. And that's where the shots are open against that 1-3-1. You can rotate the ball quickly, get it down into that corner, force that guy who's running the baseline to go a long way. The Mustangs lead it by 16, 36-20. Timeout on the floor called by the Crawford Rams.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
So the Mustangs have got hot in this second half from behind the arc. They've got 4 3-pointers in this second half, and that has really tipped the scales in their favor. 5:22 to go, fourth quarter. The Mustangs have extended that lead to 16. They now lead at 36-20. Crawford with the basketball. Get it into Flack, and he'll work now against Dylan Schwarting after the switch. Heaves up the three-pointer. That one won't go. Carson Hinn will bring it up the floor for the Mustangs. Crawford going to really extend that trap. Bolender gathers that one in. High post they go to Campbell. Drives down the lane, shot up, blocked, but he is fouled, and that is Alcorn. Aaron Alcorn picks up his 4th foul. A good strong move to the basket that time by Corby Campbell. He is scoreless so far here tonight. Corby's missed a couple of easy layups. He'll have a couple of free throws here. First one is good. Corby averaging 6.5 points and 10 rebounds a game. And the second one also is good. The Mustangs starting to get a little bit of breathing room as they come down the stretch. Under 5 to go in the fourth quarter. Wendland works with it out front. Works off the pick into the corner. Good head fake that time. Baseline move. Alcorn turnaround jumper under the basket is good. Alcorn is so good down there in the paint. Always finds a way to get himself some room to take the shot. 4:34 to go. 38-22. Carson Hinn across to Schwarting. He'll try the three. That one's off the mark. Ackerman with the rebound. He'll bring it up the floor. Crosses the timeline. Works against Brady Bolender. Drives in. Feeds it down low. Ball loose on the floor. Alcorn gathers it up and lays it in for 2 more. Bolender crosses the timeline. 4 minutes left in this one. Trace Bagan over the top to Bolender. Bolender drives in, blocked out of bounds by Alcorn. Alcorn wanted to say that Bolender touched it last. Now Nelson back in. Bolender will get a breather, and a well-deserved one at that. 3:52 to go. 38-24. Nelson with the inbound to Trace Bagan. Shot up, good. They have made a living on that inbounds play tonight. That's 3 times they've scored from point-blank range on the inbounds play. 3:41 to go. Flack works to the right. They like to enter that offense from this side of the floor. Now he'll dribble it back out, and a timeout called on the floor by Crawford. 3:28 to go. Full 1 minute timeout. The First National Bank in Gordon proudly celebrates over 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Ask about their competitive student checking accounts. Good luck this season, Mustangs, from the First National Bank in Gordon. The certified public accounting firm of Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan wishes good luck to the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. Visit with CPAs Sarah Ritgarn or Mike Coombs or any of the other professional staff at 216 South Main Street in Gordon, or you can call them up at 282-0842 for all of your tax, payroll, and accounting needs. GLR CPAs have big firm ability, small town personality. Go Mustangs. Always glad to have a whole bunch of folks online enjoying this with us. 3:28 to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs in command, 40-24. This will be Flack. Trying to start that offense again. Corbin Bailey back in there for the Mustangs on defense. Alcorn spin move, nowhere to go with that. Flack guarded closely by Bailey. He'll try that long three-pointer, and that one is no good. Rebounded by Trace Bagan. And the outlet pass quickly as Alcorn nearly picked up his 5th foul. Dangerous reach-in attempt there. As Mustangs go to work on offense. Nelson onto the wing for Bagan. 2:55 to go. Top of the key, they swing it around to Nelson. Back across to Bailey. And now Schwarting in the corner. Trace Bagan back to Bailey. The Mustangs just being patient here. Bleeding time off of that clock. Free throw line. And now back out to Trace Bagan. Dylan Schwarting will drive in. Kicks it out to Bailey. He'll drive into the paint and has it stripped. Gets it back, and then a foul is going to be called. The reach-in foul called. I think this is Ackerman. No, they call that on Austin Kennedy, and that is his first. So Corbin Bailey to the line for 2 shots. First one is stuck. That is such a rare occurrence, and we have seen it in exactly the same spot twice tonight. Once in the girls' game and once here. Everybody ought to go out and buy a lottery ticket tonight. 2:24 to go in the 4th quarter. Bagan comes to the bench. Logan Dexter in to take his place. So take nothing away from this Crawford Rams team, as that free throw is no good. And rebounded by Ackerman. This is a talented bunch. And a whole lot of upside for this Crawford Rams team as they get ready to compete in Class D1 this season. That one's tipped by Jared Nelson and taken away. Nearly a traveling call as Dennis Mulcahy just about ran him over from behind. That's going to be off of Campbell, out of bounds. And another block. I think that's Alcorn again. He is active and athletic all over the floor. Quite a player is Aaron Alcorn. 2 minutes left in this one. Wendland works against Nelson. Into the corner for Flack. Get it inside for Nelson, and then a reach-in, a holding foul. That may be Corby Campbell's. It is Corby's 4th foul. And it puts Alcorn at the line for 2 free throws. He is 3 for 6 tonight. And that'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity. First one is good. So he earns a second one. Gets the uniform situated and ready to take the second free throw. Second free throw in and out, no good. Rebounded by Jared Nelson. Nelson gives Wendland the slip. Now he'll peel it back out. Kicks it out. This is Logan Dexter for 3. That one won't go. And that is number 5 on Corby Campbell. Corby just fouled out on the good rebound attempt there. A little overzealous, draws the foul. Corby fouls out with 2 points. And both of them free throws, and a nice gesture of sportsmanship there by Aaron Alcorn to come over and shake his hand. 1:37 to go. Free throws at the other end. And this will be Will Ackerman, who's 1 for 2 tonight. And now Crawford in the double bonus. So that'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for Crawford. So Dennis Mulcahy, Logan Dexter, Jared Nelson, Trace Bagan, and Corbin Bailey on the floor for the Mustangs. They lead it by 15 as the first free throw is no good by Ackerman. So this will be a quality win for this Mustang team. Second free throw also no good. And a foul called. I think we're going to get Jared Nelson on this one. Nope, that is Trace Bagan picking up his 4th foul. And Alcorn back to the free throw line. Alcorn with 16 points tonight. And nursing a right elbow after he landed hard after that foul on the rebound attempt. Aaron Alcorn averaging 12 points per game. He's got 16 on the night. And 2 free throws coming here with 1:37 to go. First one is good. Lines up the second. That one also is good. It's a 13-point game with 1:35 to go. Good move by Corbin Bailey to avoid the steal, and now the foul given by Flack. That is his second, and that'll put the Mustangs at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Corbin Bailey, he's 0 for 2 tonight. First one is good for Corbin. Lines up the second, and that one too is good. Flack works off of the pick. Dennis Mulcahy is going to be called for the blocking foul. Dennis wearing number 15 as opposed to the number 20 that had him down on the program with. First free throw by Flack is no good. Flack with 3 points. He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight. 1:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Wendland in. Kennedy will step back, not coming out of the game, just going to give way to Wendland on the free throw lane. And that one no good. Dexter with the rebound. Get it to Corbin Bailey. Corbin hands it off to Jared Nelson. Nelson trying to avoid the steal. Wendland, I think, is going to be the one who's whistled for the foul, as Crawford trying to go for the steal, and if they get the foul, fine. That is the 5th foul on Wendland, so he has fouled out with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in the game. Oetken will come back in. So Wendland finishes with no points. 0 for 1 from the free throw line. 1:10 to go. Jared Nelson at the line with a 1-and-1 opportunity. First one's good. So the Mustangs will now be in the double bonus the rest of the way. And that one also is good. Jared Nelson, a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line tonight. 44-27, 1:04 to go. Flack, the give and go this time, or the pick and roll, excuse me. Mustangs have it. Jared Nelson works against Flack. Behind the back dribble, crosses the timeline. Now he'll back it out with 48 seconds to go. Nelson on the dribble. Dribbles around, just trying to take some time. And finally the foul given by Austin Kennedy. And that will be his second. Puts Jared Nelson at the line for 2 more. Jared's first one is good. $18 points for Nelson on the night. Trace Bagan comes out of the game. And in comes Cade Fisher. And Jared Nelson, perfect 8 for 8 on the night. Nelson comes out of the game. Carson Hinn comes in to take his place for the final 33 seconds. Flack brings it across the timeline, gets it to Austin Kennedy. 25 seconds to go and a double dribble call on Kennedy. That'll give the Mustangs the basketball with 23 seconds. Carson Hinn will bring it up the floor. He'll work against Flack. Under 15 to go, Bailey has it. Mustangs will just run out the clock here. They're going to come away with a very well-earned, hard-fought victory over an outstanding Crawford Rams team. Crawford falls to 2-2 on the season. Time runs out. The Mustangs win this one 46-27. A great defensive effort on both ends of the floor. Both of these teams very good defensively. The Mustangs come out on top. Let's try and do some addition here and give you some final scoring totals unofficially, of course. Corbin Bailey finished with 2 points. Dylan Schwarting finished with 8. Corby Campbell finished with 2. Trace Bagan finished with 13 points on 3 3-pointers. Logan Dexter with 2. Jared Nelson, I believe we said 18. Actually, that's 19 points for Jared Nelson. To round out the scoring for the Crawford Rams, Will Ackerman finished with 1. Aaron Alcorn, 18 points for Aaron Ackerman. Blaine Flack finished with 3. Austin Kennedy with 1. And Bryce Oatkin finished with 4 points. The Mustangs go to 3-0 on the season. The best game we've seen them play so far. A complete effort from start to finish. Crawford falls to 2-2. And the Mustangs go home to prepare for a contest on the road at Chadron on Friday night. That's always a good one. And again, we won't be there to bring it to you. We apologize for that. Wish we could do it. We'll have to wait until the Cardinals come to Gordon in January to bring you the Cardinal-Mustang matchup. Final score, Gordon-Rushville 44 and Crawford 27. In the girls' game earlier, it was the Mustangs 54 and the Crawford Lady Rams 19. For Gene Anderson, I'm Clint Anderson saying thanks very much for joining us on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.